Welcome to Holding Action. Wow. What's going on, guys? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here with us. We are set for some more fun. The continuation of a brand new campaign. It's gonna be pretty cool, I think. And we are pretty pumped and excited to get into it. But before we does that, let's pass it over to everyone's favorite, no longer a bard, Monsignor Jones, to tell people what it is with the sketch.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? So we do 3 times a week, a Wednesday, Sunday, Friday.
Nail it.
Fastest schedule of all time.
Like, actually, maybe you should go into more detail.
Yeah, it's not like an Oscars where like the faster you do it, the bigger the TV they give you is. But like, I do commend you on literally going the opposite direction.
Cool.
Yes. But
hey, what's up, fam? Okay, don't interrupt me. I'm trying to do the schedule, Deej. Okay, what's up, fam? Okay, so you check this out. Okay, get your butts in a seat so you don't get knocked over by these savings. No. Okay, so Friday nights, obviously, you dunces, we're here playing D&D at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Where you are now.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay?
Yep.
Just bring your cheeks to wherever they need to be and load it up. Okay, and then Sundays, I play Dark Souls. That's right, Michael. Sundays, I play Dark Souls at noon. Who knows how long I'll be playing Dark Souls? Okay, it's Dark Souls. You ever played it? It's tricky. Okay, you never know when you're almost...
tricky.
You never know when you're almost done. Okay,
like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, but even those have an expiration date. So I do that on Sundays, and then on Wednesday, Deej plays video games, okay? He started playing Sekiro. Who knows how long that lasts, because Sekiro, right?
I mean,
it's like a Dark Souls with samurai.
No idea, but
it's like a samurai in Dark Souls, and he stabbed a big-ass snake in his eye on Wednesday. So tune in at 7 p.m. for more eye gouges.
That's 1,000% what
Okay,
happens.
back to you, Deej. Schedule.
Excellent. Fantastic. You did such a good job.
That's right.
So commendable.
Even faster than last week.
Do check out our sketch down below. Also, speaking of down below, while I've got you here, we have now merch available for holding action stuff. Jamie's probably not here, not yet. But we have merch available for holding action now. Use that Action Junkies hashtag. Make sure you are spreading the good word. You guys have been pretty fantastic, actually, lately about
the gospel of holding action.
Posting and helping put the gospels out there. So we're going to compete with Kanye West on religious-oriented hashtags by using Action Junkies Gospel. Don't do that.
That's right.
Don't do that.
Don't actually do that. But also, if you want to support Holding Action and continue to support and spread that good word, we do have merch available now. So get into that if you are inclined. We have more coming.
Buy one for your grandpa.
Yeah,
okay?
and for your niece, and for that friend that lives just down the block that you don't see very often, but y'all still close. You just catch up right away as soon as you get back into it.
My niece just started walking.
Yeah, that's right. So
she needs one.
If you can walk, you can wear clothes.
I don't know if we sell kid. I'm pretty sure we don't sell kid sizes, but we'll get there maybe. I don't know. But before we get into any of that, we're also going to kick it over to everyone's new favorite bard.
Ooh.
Because that's just how it works now, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's new favorite bard.
Technically is how it works.
Spriggan's dead somewhere, probably.
Yep.
F that guy.
Right. He's got an expiration date, too.
Yes. Yeah. Not Skadi, Miss Echo. Kira, please tell people about our fantastic partners over at the DMs.
At the DMs, the Dice Makers. Give me a dice.
Give me
a dice.
No. Throw the dice in the trash. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was going for. So yeah, Dice Makers, they make custom D6s. Right now they're doing runes. They just released. They got runes on their dice. Super awesome. So like, if you're on a computer, go up and then open a new tab and then go to dicemakers.com.
Are you telling people on the internet right now?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how you internet.
It's probably also worth pointing out to you that if you literally just click the Dice Makers button, it does it for you. But
you go there and click the Dice Makers button, that does it for you.
That's also...
And you can get some rune dice or some custom D6 for your D&D character.
Nailed it. Hey, you know what the second to last thing you guys need to do is continue being incredible and amazing and supporting the stream, like Echo E-Wings over here, who just hit us with their resub, one of our winners from a previous stream.
Oh, is that the...
Stack it up for me. Stack it up. Oh, the wind
Yeah, they
totally
almost went in pocket or pit hole.
Okay, that's actually what I was aiming for. So what's up?
Yeah.
All right. But thank you so much for that. We are pumped to get into it. But before we do, we have one last thing. And you know us at Holding Action. It's not just about the community that we've cultivated, and you guys are amazing and excellent. We want to give back to the community as well. It's a cornerstone of what we're really trying to build here, what we're trying to do.
Yeah, y'all the pillars.
Yeah, it's the new pillars.
Okay. Trademark.
Nail it.
Throw your other pillars in the trash.
That's a
but before we get into our actual gameplay, we're going to have our everyone's expired favorite bard.
The elderly bard.
Give a wonderful shout out to an excellent business that we would love for all of you to support from one of our viewers. So,
this week's shout out to the small business, right? Okay, is Austin Scissor Lift Rental, Never Wet Towel and Pet Pedicure booth, 2507. At this month's boating, camping, and fishing show at the Riverview Plaza Convention Center in Skagway, Alaska. Okay, so head down, mention this ad, and get a free goodie bag and a 7% discount on your next custom embroidered Never Wet Towel or Margarita Pet Pedicure. Okay, see Austin's Scissor Lift Rental, Never Wet Towel, and Pet Pedicure booth 2507. 2 booths from the Hare Hut and 1 from the River Otter for Office Public Voter Registration. Okay. Thanks, Austin. Back to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Austin, for being an incredible and wonderful business owner trying to make it out there in Skagway, Alaska.
Yeah. Well, it's at the convention center.
So it's right down from the voters' booth where we're vote. Okay.
Probably not based out of the convention center, just at the Skagway.
That's just where the camping, boating, and fishing convention is being held. Is the Skagway convention.
That checks out. I don't know how you come up with these, but I'm a bigger fan each time they occur.
100%.
Austin hit me up and was like, "Hey, I paid for this app."
Sure.
Yeah. Here's my deets.
And if you guys continue to support the stream, do make sure that you throw them biddies in there, and you too can have your business pimped and promoted live on stream if you have a something that you have to do at the Skagway.
If you find yourself at the Skagway Convention Center for the boating, camping, and fishing convention, make sure to head to booth 2507. You'll know which one it is because from the Hare Hut, you just do 2 booths and then 1 from the River Otter for public office.
Do I bring my pet or do I get a pet pedicure?
It's a voucher, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't do pet pedicures at.
Yeah.
There, it's just the knowledge of
a thing.
I don't know. You can reach out to Austin. Hit up Austin. I don't know. Shit.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Also, make sure you're registered down at your Sears to use a license for the scissor lift. Okay. Oh. Don't just get all crazy and get a scissor lift.
I thought we were going to promote voting.
Yeah. Also, go out and vote.
Definitely do that.
If you're Canadian, I think it's too late.
And then another fun one. It's not just a resub, okay? It is a resub from one of our faves, Jay Dubskis.
They're
who's out there.
Yeah, they got the crazy
at
shit.
9 months. Just got his dragon egg hatched. What is this? Missed
it was too big of a target.
Yeah, it was. I got intimidated by the size. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
the batting cage at the Grand Slam.
You are all amazing. Spread the word. Do good things. And this is Holding Action.
Yeah.
Last episode on Holding Action. The party all ended up through various reasons in Torgos, the military and centralized capital of Kirin Sol, wherein a large collection of Circle of Steel soldiers, business ventures, and cultural developments take place. They were there on a hunt and search for work, trying to further their own aims and move through the world, and ultimately ended up at or around the same location, the Charging Hog, and through talking to different people and various individuals, found themselves charged with 2 separate sets of errands. Upon completing these errands, the party returned back to the Charging Hog in an effort to collect their well-earned bounties. However, a group of mysterious individuals had previously entered the bar early in the morning, and with the very few stragglers that remained, as well as the proprietor of the location, a large explosion took place as they arrived outside, forcing them back before they were sort of staggering to their feet and then encountering these three mysterious individuals casually walking out of the charging hall. As they were doing their best to battle and sway against these mysterious foes, the party, through relative ease, kind of mopped up, put two of them to sleep, and ultimately dealt a decent amount of damage to the remaining third before they melted away in a mossy, moldy, gooky mess of dirt, leaving the party standing outside an exploded tavern with no inherently visible adversaries. Blamed for the explosion, they were quickly apprehended and brought to the dungeons in the Citadel of Steel, where, fortunately for them, they met an interesting and unique individual named Araf Yazdani, who basically just used them to make good an escape attempt, and he disappeared via airship in a rather grandiose escapade. Shortly thereafter, because their cell was now exposed to the elements with a large hole in the roof missing, they were brought in front of the captain of the Circle of Steel in Torgos, Captain Dagar Kravaris, a intimidating and rather meticulous runner of a tight ship. It turns out that the explosion at the Charging Hog was not the only to take place that morning, and it was relatively easy to determine that the party had little to no involvement in anything that had taken place. With a shortage of men and resources, and an abundance of things that needed looking into, the party was offered a deal of sorts. They were voluntold to look into a missing Circle of Steel shipment of medicines that had not yet arrived from Styrewood. However, before they were able to accept and make the arrangements, they had to first take care of some business on their way out of town, meet with some close-tied individuals before ultimately procuring a couple horses and a cart and pushing through the large gates of Torgos. We now pick up with the party rolling cartwise out through the front of the Torgos gates, pushing onto the King's Road. So, yet unnamed group. What happens next?
You guys are all in the cart.
And you're driving.
Yeah.
Is it open or closed?
It was completely open. It was
That's
the cheaper
right.
one.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just like
cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just heading the King's Road. I think it was north.
west and north.
West and then northwest 70 miles.
What time of day is it?
It's probably just before noon. Pretty high sun right now. You guys are open field in front of you, rather large flat expanse surrounding the city of Torgos, and you can at least see the distance of the kind of sandyish dirt fade to the grass all around you, and the King's Road you can see stretch for quite a ways.
Is the King's Road every road out of Torgos? So
Yeah, there's
heading...
three main exits that would be out of Torgos, and you're heading out of the western sort of main gate.
Are they all considered King's Road? But it's just like King's Road West?
It's proverbially the main thorough traveled road.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything fancy.
Okay.
I'm just going to get us going.
Okay.
So, Marith or Elle, where are you guys from?
I'm from Kellickmore.
I'm from Kadesh.
Kadesh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We met in Kadesh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Not really from anywhere. You know, like you have your start, and then you will eventually have your end, and then I found myself growing up somewhere in the middle.
What place do you like best?
At this juncture, The safe places.
I feel the same.
Okay. It's a start. Okay. What were you guys doing in town?
Trying to get work, to
Okay.
get money.
Okay.
I needed information more than money, but
Yeah. Do you wanna talk about that?
do you want me to talk about it?
I don't. It's just we're here. We're all stuck together for at least the next couple of days. So I don't know. I just thought it'd be good to get to know one another. Maybe and maybe we never see each other ever again after this. But I don't know. It's just what I thought.
No one else seems to like you guys. I don't know if I like you or not.
Thanks.
All right.
That's fun.
Well, Elle, what about all your tattoos and all? I mean, it's just.
These are the tattoos that I made.
Mm-hmm.
My mom helped because there's the ones on my back. They're all over, and I can't it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's just tattoos.
Is it raised? Is it?
No, it's just
Runic,
like
kind
you're
of green, glowing, slightly runic symbols.
Does it
but they're
feel
not
any
raised. It just
different?
looks like tattoos, and I think they would give off. I don't know if they would give off something.
Yeah, a small glow of sorts. A gentle glow.
And that's connected to that.
Yeah.
I'll point down the tidbit.
He's not a that. He's a tidbit. Tidbit. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Kavini.
So he works.
Family
Mhm.
L, yes. Aw, shit.
Yeah.
He swears.
Meredith
He wasn't
actually
supposed
chuckles.
to. I screwed up a little bit when I was making that happen. So I hurt myself.
How
and
does he work?
recorded it.
Yes, is he mechanical? Is he arcane?
Yeah.
Both.
Tidbit, alarm. Hello. Yes, family.
Yes.
So tidbit, this is Mr. Kavini.
I mean, whatever you would prefer.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kavini. This is Echo.
Yes.
They're part of our party. On an adventure.
Family, alarm, dangerous.
Family, good. Safe.
I think he's as skittish as I am.
Alarm.
Why an alarm?
Aw, shit.
They're okay.
Family.
Family.
Okay. That is peculiar.
But, so I made him to, house me in armor. And to, sometimes make me stronger and faster and, hold stuff. Because I thought it would be useful. And I had time on my hands. But I wanted it to be a lot faster. How he climbed on it was kind of clunky. And he kept, sort of attached. But sometimes attached. And it was weird. So the tattoos help guide the transformation. And
Yes, help.
he helps me a lot.
Help family.
So, we already know a little bit about your companion Marith over here. Did you meet in the Sword of Steel? Steel?
Circle of steel.
Circle of Steel. Did you meet in the Circle of Steel? I mean, since your contraption is set up for combat and protection and...
Well, that was just so I could convince my parents that I would be fine out on my own and to go on an adventure. So I've been making him since I was
You're out on the road by choice?
yes.
Okay.
I wanted to see all the different places.
No, and you
And so
should
he
be
helps
curious about
he
the
helps
road.
keep me safe. So if I get hurt, I don't get that hurt. And then he also has a lot of combat prowess. So yeah.
Okay.
Tidbit, dangerous.
Mhm.
Okay.
Aw, shit.
Can I touch it?
I mean, yeah.
Danger.
You're okay.
Family.
Family.
So,
Do I get like an aura or anything from it? Just mechanical thing.
Seems to be almost robotic, mechanized in nature, yeah.
remarkable.
What about you, Echo?
Yep. What about me?
Where are you from?
A few different places.
All right, cool.
What's your favorite place?
The West. Why? I've had the best experiences there.
That's cool. I've been collecting experiences. Like at the charging hog that exploded, I had their drink. And it was Interesting.
the what was it? What
The
did you buy?
The
Yeah.
creeping crawler?
Did you have that?
yeah,
Oh, that's
I really liked it.
I didn't try it.
expensive.
Yeah. I ordered it before I asked how much it was, I think. I don't remember. A little bit after that, it's kind of fuzzy.
Danger.
Yes, it was dangerous.
Oh, shit.
I got one for Larvin. It's his favorite drink.
Austin. Joy Punk. What's up?
I was like, I'm programming
Austin got a gift sub and continued it now and is 100% a down to ride. Plus, we hawked his business, so like,
That's right.
he basically owed us that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you got to
Thank
stick
you.
around for a month.
However,
I told people to
this
visit
is
your
a-
booth.
Joy Punk don't even F around because he's out here
Joy
throwing
Punk.
5 gift subs.
What?
All right, I did it. I tried to hit him with the MJ. Thank you guys so much for continuing that on. You guys are the besties. The best of besties, if you will.
Fams in them.
Yeah. My man's man. I'm sorry to
Hands
interrupt. Please continue.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, you're a relatively new traveler. You'll learn these things as you go. Probably. So.
Wait, what are we talking about?
You ordered the drink before you figured out how much it cost.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was just excited. I asked her for the thing that is unique there, and that's what they had.
Okay.
I don't know if I've
Like
any,
they're special.
met anyone who chose to be out on their own.
Why? That drink's awesome.
She's lived in Kadesh her whole life.
Okay. It's a nice town. Is that where you two met?
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
Well, it's not exactly a big place. So I don't remember when we first met. But everybody knows kind of everybody, and he helped me get some of the materials for, well, all of the tidbits, but
For the
mostly
record,
tidbit
Kadesh
3.
is a large city.
It is a large city, but not as large as Torgos.
No cities are.
Well, so right now I have Kadesh and I have Torgos. So let me just tell you what, it is not as
If
big
you
as
start at
Torgos.
Minneapolis and you go to Cheyenne,
Yeah.
Cheyenne's not big.
Yeah, that's true.
So, much smaller than Torgos, but
I did leatherworking there and gave her some pieces and discounts. So I guess if you need anything done leather-wise.
Oh well, I prefer more airy clothing. Thank you.
it is kind of nice. Are you dirty?
100% wearing leather, so.
I'm
Yeah,
a
if you need
little.
anything too, I guess.
I'm a little worn from the road.
Well, do you want to get cleaned up or anything?
What do you mean?
About the magics.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
A whole nother season of this.
Of prestidigitation.
Okay.
No, I prefer natural ways of.
I like it because sometimes when I'm building and things get all over the place, then I can shine. Tidbit a lot.
I've found that an over-reliance on magic is not necessarily the best thing. It's a tool, but not one that you should overuse.
I do like a side-eyed glance to Tidbit, who's run completely on magic. Uh-huh. That's fair.
And You'll come to learn these things. You're young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the mansplaining of the arcane world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you guys see the hanging in Torgos?
Yeah.
Yes.
Back for Varus.
Well, I don't know about. We didn't ask any questions.
Why did he get hung? Who was he? What was that about?
They accused him of being a part of the rebellion.
What rebellion?
Yeah, we weren't in there long enough to.
The remnants of they're not
The
the Blood
Order of
Fountain.
the Blood, yeah.
Order of the Blood
Oh.
Fountain. Yeah, it's new for us too.
The Order of the
I just
Blood
wasn't
Fountain.
sure if there was like a new rebellion, because that rebellion was technically completely,
No.
well, not completely wiped out, but just stopped really hard.
He was, from memory, he was being judged for conspiracy or conspiring acts. I didn't really get too close to it, but it seemed.
So he was hung for. They think he was a part of something, but he hadn't actually done anything.
I honestly I don't know. There's the fallout from the war has. For me personally, I have just tried to tune most of it out because at this point, I'm not really sure. I'm just not really sure what's left to fight about.
You done a lot of fighting in your time, Kadimi?
No, but I'm not the road traveled man, but I am a traveled man, and I've met enough people to, I think, have a balanced perspective on the matter.
Like what a learned man more than a.
Well, if you believe that learned means just protection of life, then yes.
I mean, learned more than like experience, like a book read.
I mean, that's one way to learn, yeah. And I do that. I also learn from meeting fine folks like yourselves. And traveling in places where I shouldn't go, like right now.
We'll say the facade that you create are kind of pretty genius. Maybe your old man, your old woman being able to change your form.
That was, kind of. I'm sure you've seen this on the battlefield, right? See, the spears come out against you, and you just turn into another person, and you just cut them down, right? Well, I turn into another person, and I run away.
Yeah, not everybody's.
It's fight or flight. There's two.
If you're not gonna win, you have to fight another day.
That's not true at all.
No, but
She is supportive of me, or she's trying to be. This is something that.
Yeah, where did you guys meet? You have an interesting dynamic.
outside town.
Just a town?
Outside Torgos.
Alright, like just right outside.
No. We Echo helped me. I was in a bit of a circumstance because, much like you, I'm looking for something, and I went into a place where I shouldn't have gone.
Where'd you go into?
So similar to the bar that blew up, there was a kind of a seedy establishment in another town, and I was there looking for some information, and found not that information, and almost, yeah, and that's when I ran into Echo, and We have just been kind of a team since because I don't know why, but I'm very appreciative that she's around because I need her. So thank you, Echo.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I will be upfront with you, all of you. I guess for you, no, but these kind of conversations, it's not that I don't care. I just don't. I haven't had a lot of them in quite some time. So I don't want it to appear that I don't care about you at all. I just don't. I have gone years without needing to care about what anybody ever told me.
I understand that.
So
I've ran into Circle of Steel members before.
yeah.
Yeah. You have a way about you, but are you a member of the Circle of Steel? There was quite a, he knew, what is his name? Kavaris. He knew you,
Let's say
and you were in his prison, and
Yes.
he didn't care.
No, that's happened a couple of times. I think they just have a record of somebody with a similar name.
we'll just say that I'm retired.
You don't look that old.
Thank you.
Ah. Good on you.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't. I guess age as fast as the rest of you.
How old are you? If you can say that. I don't know. Is that rude to ask people?
I don't think it's rude. That's just general information. 38.
It's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yes.
So when did you
the
retire?
wagon train, as the wagon train continues to roll on, the horses eventually kind of take a small shift, drawing your attention back up towards the front, Marith, and you see off in the distance, probably a little over a half mile, it seems to be a figure on the road heading directly towards you. Difficult to make out any kind of specifics at this distance. However, with the sort of golden sand falling just off the edge of the road to the sort of lush, fertile green that rolls just beyond it, there is a very definitive and unique sort of silhouette that you catch that almost seems reflective and shiny at a distance.
They're coming towards us.
They appear to be, yes.
Has anybody else, while we've been on the road, also come towards us?
Not thus far.
Okay. Are we far enough away that they wouldn't move out of the way yet?
No, I mean, there's more than enough room. You could probably get by passing them without issue on the road. You just see this figure seems to be heading towards you, and the horses and cart are on path to intercept them as well.
How big is the cart?
Probably about 7 or so feet wide.
Okay, I'm going to try and nonchalantly, just kind of lie down and not
Okay.
just
Do we all see this guy, or is it just Merrick?
Well, Marith would be the only one who could see this individual up front.
Yeah. We've got a figure a couple hundred yards out.
Now I try and lie down.
Okay, sure.
I guess I'm not going to change the way that I steer unless you guys say something, but when we get closer, I will slow down as not as an intimidation kind of thing, so we can make greetings or whatever.
Okay.
How
Is
far
anybody
away
doing
are they?
anything else?
Oh, did we even see it?
Well, yeah, Marith alerted you to a figure on the road.
But how far is it?
Probably about a half mile by the time your attention's called to it.
It might be good to look at it closer. Do you want me to?
No, we're gonna pass.
Well, maybe it's a bad thing. We want to get a heads up. Or maybe it's a really good thing. We want to have a heads up.
Are you two always this antsy about
I'm
meeting
not-
people on the main road leading into the biggest town?
What gives you the indication that I'm antsy at all?
Well, you're alerting us to the fact that there's someone coming up on the road.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know the person that changes into elderly people,
Well, what
that
was
there's
his...
a figure approaching.
I'm gonna like roll over on my stomach
What
and
was
use my
his
like
name?
And then also
stack
you've
at the
got...
pillow.
I mean, all right. Okay.
What was his name? Kadir? Didn't he say that there was like bandits or something?
There's bandits everywhere.
Yeah. So.
How long have we been traveling?
Probably say like 45 minutes or so.
Oh. Well, that could still. I don't know.
All
I'm ready
right.
for everything.
Got my staff out. I'm ready.
What are you ready for?
I don't know. You've prepared me. Good job, Meredith.
Alright, yeah, thank you.
Tidbit backpack.
I just don't... I'm going to approach this figure slowly, say hello, and then we're going to continue on our way. I just didn't want you to...
Danger.
Think anything... Not danger, Tidbit.
Alarm.
Not yet.
Sounds like a
Just
plan.
prepped.
Oh, shit. Okay. So as you two begin converging, you see now as this figure draws closer, the reflection, the light that you're kind of seeing bouncing off this form is now brilliant bronze scales. And as you're approaching, you see now the form of a dragonborn begin to emerge. The horns sort of long and ornate, almost with necklaces and beaded strings sort of looped in and around. Sort of this regalish dark brown golden robe with like an even more bronze trim, kind of almost matching the skin tone. And the closer you get, the more detail you see, finer and finer. Everything is kind of meticulously fancy. And as you approach, finally, the individual sort of steps to the side to give room for the cart. This is a grand party. I see it now. The greatness that lies within you. Surely you are set to change the world, adventurers. Surely.
Thank you, friend.
But before you go on saving the world, perhaps...
Does he start backpedaling to continue talking to us?
Yeah,
I didn't stop.
He's kind of already like petting the horse, walking back with you.
Yeah.
Perhaps before you go on your journey, I could see that you arrive safely somewhere with my glorious goods. And kind of pops a massive like rucksack off and sort of holds it in front of him as he's kind of got his hand on the neck of the horse walking backward.
I'm
just
waiting for him to hop up in side saddle and start...
He's still kind of just taking steps backwards.
Well, I mean, like, what do you have?
Oh, well, pull the reins there, friend. We can chat for just a minute.
We've got a place
We're
to be.
kind of on a time crunch, so if you wouldn't mind...
Oh, no, sure, of course, I understand.
Yeah.
Throws the backpack on, begins to climb up under the cart. That's much better anyway. Yeah, so it's wonderful to meet such destined individuals, of course. I should introduce myself. Kronkle, Arius Jumbo.
What?
From the Jumbo clan.
Can you spell that?
Well, of course I can. It's my name.
DM.
Kronko. ARIASJOMBOH.
I literally just finished writing the word Kronko. Okay, you've already gone through all the names.
Yes.
I don't know why any of you guys are writing it down, because you're all going to call him something different.
Yeah, that's probably true. Just as well, anyway. Maybe there's something that would be of benefit to you, perhaps.
Well, I don't have any gold, so...
Oh, it's fortunate. Very fortunate. Circumstance finds you with the most storied, helpful, and wonderful traveler that has ever to sell any items to anyone of magical, pure, awesome, excellent, golden value. Market stall, traveling merchant, all in one. And I can help you all to any extent, I can assure you.
Echo, maybe instead of Vagrin.
Well, let me demonstrate the value. Reaches into his bag.
Yeah, instinctively, not in a way that would alert him as much as like just.
All right, he reaches in, pulls out a necklace with a small feather dangling from the middle. This wonderful trinket, okay? Extreme magical value. Yours today for an extremely low price. Should you find yourself plummeting off a cliff, your adventure coming to an end as you scatter across the rocks below as like some kind of goldfish.
Wow, are we under like a huge elm right now? Because the shade.
This necklace will see you land softly and safely, ensuring that your descent is one you can survive. I offer you this special item, a mere 10 gold.
No.
Surely such value cannot be found anywhere else. Bronco Arias Jumbo is the only merchant to offer such incredible prices for incredible goods. Perhaps this then reaches in a dwarven identification box. And he pulls out this kind of like small bread box size, sort of ornate, has a dwarf face carved into it, angular sort of designs and patterns. Put anything in here, and the dwarven identification box will tell you exactly what you need to know about any magical item.
Can I see it?
Well, let's discuss the funds first. Do you have a bit of gold? These prices cannot be beat, I assure you.
I don't. I'm broke.
Ah,
Yeah, I feel as if you found us on the wrong day, friend.
well, this is an unfortunate circumstance.
But, sir, you're heading to Torgos, are you not?
Oh, yes, to sell some items of particular value. And
I think we could maybe do a bit of business then, but not in gold.
what is it you have to offer in trade?
We have furs.
Oh, furs. Of what size? Something beastly?
Sort of.
Hmm.
These furs need to get back to a man. And he would be willing to pay you if you returned them to him.
Or I could keep the furs, of course.
It's your prerogative.
Interesting. Show me what you have. Show me.
Pull out one of the... We have 2 wolf furs, right?
2 deer.
2 deer.
And a tattered bear.
That's it. I'll pull out one of the deer pelts.
Okay. Oh, common. May not fetch very much. Do you have more, perhaps? Something else of value?
Yes, but I think you're going to need to supply more valuable items if I am to trade you something of
Slow the pace of this cart, friend. What have you?
I'll slow it slightly.
I think you're going to have to show more, because at this point, I don't think you've shown me enough to even describe to you the item that I have in my possession.
Well, I was saving this.
Meryl turns around and looks at it.
And he pulls out what appear to be a pair of, like, small leather black booties. Almost that you would, like, stick a shoe inside.
Like swimming shoes?
More like Crocs that go on the outside of a shoe.
Oh, did you get them at Soldari's?
Oh, yes. I've met this individual. Drives a hard bargain, to be sure. But because I have no personal need for them, and I would love to establish a wonderful business relationship with you people, perhaps these boots of incredible speed would be of interest to you.
I mean, I like my boots.
Well, Bronco Arias Jumbo has a number of wondrous goods, obviously.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't do business, sir, but maybe if you find something,
What about all three? Are you looking for...
No, I personally don't have much use for those items, so I think I'll just hold on to...
All right, I mean...
All right, I understand. Make a persuasion check.
Wow, that was a lot of twists and
Yeah, it was.
turns.
Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Well, very well. I thought you all were grand heroes, and I'm sorry we could not make some kind of arrangement.
Do you have coin? Perhaps maybe instead of items, you could buy my item.
Well, I carry a bit of coin. So what do you have to sell then?
Well, it'd be more than the items you were discussing with me. So somewhere around, I don't know. It's almost priceless. But see,
kind of like claws clicking at the corner of his back. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know if you would carry enough coin for it.
But
being just a merchant traveling from town to town.
And
Bronco, Arius, Jumbo has far more to offer than some simly appearing bag. This nonsense. I'm almost insulted. Were it not for my beauty alone, I would be a loss in this world. Now, go on.
Well, perhaps a bit of coin, and then maybe even, you said you were part of a clan? Did you...
Well, they are perhaps not as well-natured as I sought to seek my fortune among the more established cities. They enjoy swimming a great deal. Not for Kronko, Arius, Jumbo.
Oh, that's unfortunate too, because I was hoping to maybe gain some contacts throughout the world. So.
I mean, I still speak with all of them, of course. What is it you have to offer, friend?
Well,
slow this cart a bit, friend.
I'll just straight up fucking stop the cart so I can turn around and...
Oh, thank you. My walk to town was getting further and further.
Have you been to Torgos before?
Oh, yes, of course.
And what was how many days did you get a pass for?
Well, I can come and go as I wish now.
I'm checking out of this conversation
Okay.
now that we're stopped, and I'm on high alert.
Okay.
Come and go as you please, huh?
Well, yes, of course. I've demonstrated my value to the city many times over, and many groups such as yourself, I'll have you know.
So what do you do for the Sword of Steel? Circle of Steel.
The Sword of Steel, a.k.a. just a sword.
While he's doing I have no money.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about buying anything, and he's taking too long with his thing. I would like to look around. Probably what Echo's doing as well, but making sure this isn't a ruse to stop the cart so someone can snatch our shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got my hand on my counter.
Okay, go ahead and both of you can make a perception check.
Hal is focusing solely on this conversation because it is entertaining AF.
I mean,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
like, not really. 6.
Mine's not much better.
Oh, y'all getting jumped!
Mm-hmm.
7.
Nice. Okay, you guys are on high alert.
All right. Yeah, that ain't shit around.
I missed my old perception, my old level 20 perception.
Yeah.
So perhaps we can make a deal if you'd like to.
Sir,
Unveil?
I asked you a question. How did you get in the good graces of the Circle of Steel?
Well, as you've seen, I've already demonstrated I have a great many items. I've, worked with some of the people in the various arcane works, as well as fitted some of the soldiers. The Luminous Bastion has some of my wares in use, and all the way down to some of the Glass Dagger I've helped with procurement of items and things.
Oh, that's interesting, that name that you brought up.
Well, the Luminous Bastion is
not that one. The Glass Dagger.
Oh, yes. Of course.
Who
Of course. The Circle of Steel cannot be depended upon to do all of the work, of course.
Who did you sell stuff to, or... provide things to in the glass dagger, if you don't mind me asking.
It's not so much I mind you asking, friend, as much you know that the Circle of Steel types are a little bit of a secretive, testy group. Probably a little pent-up aggression, always looking to leap out. And the individuals of the Glass Dagger are of a similar ilk, though far more secretive and dangerous. So if it's all the same to you, of course, I would just prefer to let you know that I am true to my word. I have worked with many individuals across many different cities and helped each and every one of them come home alive. It is a true shame that we could not make some kind of arrangement, but because I am the best merchant to ever exist in the entirety of Kirin Sol, Kronko, Arius Jumba, will provide for you a special service. Claws open the bag again, kind of rustles about. There we go. And he pulls out a sort of strand of long glass beads that are sort of tightly packed. Almost kind of seems like it would have a little bit of rigidity to it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Snaps it in half,
Demonetized.
puts some back into the bag. We'll start with 3. There you are.
What am I holding?
If you find yourself in need of arcane wares, simply smash one on the ground. And Kronko, Arius Jamba, will make every effort to come ensure that your needs are looked after and protected.
All right.
That's cool.
Perhaps when you come across some more coin or have some interest in these precious and well-priced artifacts.
Oh, well, I don't. But perhaps maybe next time, just for the future, I'm more of an information trader than an item trader. So.
Well, what information is it you seek?
Well, a little bit of everything. Just general. Because I'm not from the road, so you are from the road, and that would be valuable to me.
Sure. Yes.
I also am. You know what? I have your number, so.
I'm not entirely sure, but yes, if you would like to call upon me to make arcane arrangements, you're of course encouraged. Welcome to do so. Smash one of those, and I shall come running. In a sense.
How many did you give me?
3.
Do you have any books?
Well, of course. Look at the brilliance of my sheen. Look at the ornate decorative implements of my horn. Would you not theory me a learned dragon?
Okay. Do you have any books?
Yes.
Can we see them, please?
Well,
Know what
before
you
I go pulling anything out of the bag, I feel we may need proof that you even have coin at this rate.
I'll jingle the pouch on my pocket.
Very well. What is it you have an interest in?
I need to know what you've got.
Well, I'm afraid that's a rather long and large collection. I have some novelty reading, some story-based interests in archives, as well as some more practical information, should you be so inclined.
Do you have any children's books?
Maybe. Not my standard fare, I'll have you know. Oh, here's an interesting one. Didn't expect to have to sell it on the road of all places, but yes, I have the Curiosities of Kirin Sol here. A fabled collection of all of the great adventures, tales, and would-be heroics throughout the entirety of the Reach. Of interest, perhaps?
Yeah, it's not a magic book at all, right?
Well, I mean, I could probably put a dazzling thing on it or something if you want to really spice up your shelving.
What would you want for it?
Ooh, a book this thick and this packed full of value and information?
It's a kid's book.
$19.99. Well, I could probably part with it for, say, 6 silver.
I'll give you 3.
3 silver?
It's a kid's book.
Yes, and kids, much like the adults that they grow into, the powerful and arcane and adventurous, those heroes who would sweep through the land with their arcane prowess and spell slinging.
You're not going to find anyone else to buy it, as you just stated. Didn't think you'd be selling it on the road. You could make a little bit of gold for or silver for it, or you could make a lot. I would take a little bit or none over none.
4 silver.
3 silver, 5 copper.
Done.
And I'll pay you then.
Okay. He hands you the book. Well, let that be a starting point for our wonderful business relationship once you have come into some more coin.
We have to leave, but we're coming back to Torgos. Where are you located in the city?
Wherever you need me, friend.
Oh, okay. I have to use one of these?
Oh, I would offer no such command. You, much like your heroic companions here, have choices all your own. But, yes, also yes.
Oh, okay. All right!
Yeah, my good man.
It's wonderful!
And he puts his hand on your shoulder. Feel free to snap the reins once again.
Before he hops off, bring him in close. I would recommend not bringing up the glass dagger ever again.
Well, you know, they are. Make it an intimidation check.
9?
I
Level 2.
Yeah.
will take that under advisement.
Also, do you have any books on owls?
Owls.
Yeah.
It's possible, but you, friend, and I like you, I do, have no money. So he begins climbing down off the cart.
It's true, I have no money.
Fare thee well, adventurers! And of course, when you find yourself in time of peril, well, then it's too late. Do not call me into that moment. But I will be there for whoever survives.
As he's shouting.
Yeah.
I'll say bye, Kronko and Draconic.
Okay.
Bye!
I'll do the same, actually.
He turns around, kind of slings the backpack on, and continues walking past you down the road.
Oh, Draconic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I liked him. He was very shiny.
It's very interesting.
I read a lot.
You never told me that, Echo. I mean, granted, it's never come up.
I was going to say, have we met a Dragonborn since we've been together?
No. And why
Or a
would you
dragon.
just talk in Draconic? I guess that makes sense. But I never knew. Now I know.
Yay!
Little
new
learning,
things.
yes. And meeting people
We're growing as
safely.
people.
Meredith?
I'm going to go through my stuff and make sure he didn't steal anything.
Okay, sure. You rifle through. Nothing seems disturbed. He was never really around your items. He basically was kind of standing next to Merith the majority of the time. Seemed to kind of cling more to his bag. So he didn't do anything that struck anyone as like particularly like he wasn't trying to divide your attention and take your watch off while you're standing there. He didn't seem to be making those kind of furtive movements. Was more so just trying to command attention more than anything.
Did you actually have anything for him to buy? Not that I care. I just if you've got something.
I was. Well, he didn't obviously need it because he's already been to Torgos. But I was going to give him the bead.
The what?
The bead that
Yeah.
Kervas gave us.
Oh, you're gonna want to keep that.
Yeah.
No.
That's the only way you can get back in. Your papers are in there.
I have all of you.
No,
No, that's not how that
You're gonna
works.
want to keep that.
It's a little bead. People lose beads.
It's a pin.
It's a pin.
It's a pin. People lose pins.
No.
It's a crazy world we live in.
I don't think you would use that as excuse.
They would be fine with it.
I was talking to Newland, and Newland said that he's very particular,
Yes.
and he would not be forgiving of you losing that.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
I think it would be okay. I think.
Let's just do this for now and just keep your pin until we get back.
Yep.
I mean, I will keep it now, and obviously he didn't have anything that made it worth giving up. But I think you need to lighten up, Merritt.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You guys, you're so jumpy.
Yeah.
He tells me that all the time. So.
And
That's just a him thing.
everyone should just trust a little bit more.
Now I know you don't do shit on the
Sure.
road.
Would you like me to work on your book?
No.
Okay. Would you like me to... I would really like to inspect
Your body?
FBI at the door.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he was on my back.
And now I'll be quiet so all of them can talk, so I'll just...
Danger! Danger! Oh shit!
Oh.
Danger!
Just keep an eye out for it. I'm sure he's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll visually inspect Tinbit.
What are you looking for?
Function.
Okay, make
How-
an investigation check.
Because I get the impression it functions off of her tattoos kind of thing, but how does it function when it's not attached to her?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. Oh, side slinging.
Mm-hmm. Slanging and banging.
13.
Okay, so the plates and shell of this constructed element seem to be almost like slide and tube fitted. There's not a lot of gaps or breaks where innards are perfectly visible. Though you can kind of hear and make out a few whirring parts and kind of buzzing noises coming from within. There's emanation of what seems to be sort of mechanical processes from what you can gauge on certain joints and elements therein, but
I guess more importantly, have I ever seen something this intricate?
yeah, I mean, there are definitely things that are intricate like this.
In terms of what I've seen, where would this kind of level?
Largely based on the explosion of arcane technology from the Great Unearthing. The emergence allowed for a lot more commonality of this type of device.
So let's say in some of the bigger cities, you might just see mechanical structures walking around. Kind of deal?
Walking like a construct companion is probably a little less likely.
So like no benders.
No, definitely not quite like that. So this would be something of a unique oddity in that respect, but what you believe to kind of maybe be taking place behind the scenes here, you at least understand the fundamentals of it.
Okay. Remarkable.
I want to like just flip through my book quick and see if there's see what stories are in this book.
Okay.
And then
It seems to talk about a number of different heroes, how they all started kind of with humble beginnings, chronicling their tale and rise to some renown. Specifically references a few individuals by name, references a few locations you've already heard of. There's also kind of a section built around the story of finger guns and the collection of the pillars of heaven, and sort of a long concave story built around the entirety of that arc and threats to the material plane. There's a number of stories that kind of interweave fairy tale from other planes and material plane fairy tales that also kind of weave into some of those other elements. It's a chapter-based narrative section in an otherwise sort of purely narrative-based book. And then sort of towards the tail end, there's a large collection of like appendices and like definitions for strange terms and individual spells created and a number of well-known creators and things of that nature throughout the history of Kirin Soul that have come up with new spells and sort of remarkable arcane advancements.
yeah, I'm gonna just put it in my bag.
Okay.
Is there a remote front next to Marith to sit, or is there one person seat?
No, it's too wide.
Okay, I'll sit next to you.
How you doing?
Good.
You
Where-
feel okay?
Huh?
You feel okay?
Yeah. I mean, this part's always kind of boring, even though you get to see a bunch of random stuff. At the same time, there's just nothing but trees.
Not really
does
what I meant. When we got into town, there was the hanging, the explosion. We got put in jail. Now we're on the road.
The hanging, that wasn't a good thing to see. but the rest of it's been kind of exciting. I'm still worried about Newland and everybody else who's in there, but I don't know. Kind of like what adventure is sort of about is all this wacky stuff happening. So
I like your you're being okay with this the things that come up and happen.
at least something is happening. So I think that's cool.
Yeah. I think even when I was your age and out in the world, I didn't have the excitement that you did. I think I'll end up learning a lot from you. And you're,
Well, I know a lot of stuff, just not a lot of it's useful. So there you go. I'll be happy to teach you whatever I know. If you teach me how to drive.
yeah. Here, it's super easy.
Okay.
I'll just hand you the reins. Hey, look at you.
I'm driving.
You're driving. Now, if you want him to go a little bit faster, you gotta whip it. Whip it real good.
I'm gonna say, make an animal handling check for me.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
So, she kind of raises it up. No real reaction from the horse. This is kind of a slow wave that hits him. And then she kind of looks at you for a brief moment. And just sends it full force. The whole cart jerks as all of you are completely throttled forward. Both of you in the back have to kind of do a stabilizing thing. You're currently on a runaway cart as the cart is like smashing forward now at twice the rate it probably should.
What is happening? What is happening?
Pull back on it. Pull back on it. Okay, I'll take it over.
Make an animal handling check at advantage.
19.
Okay, so eventually Meredith grabs it, kind of uniquely pulling back on both sides of the horses, gets them to both stabilize and begin to slow down, bringing the cart back to a slow trot.
I'll pull off the side of the road and stop the cart for a minute.
Just gotta do that. I gotta get out of the car.
Get out. I want to check the wheels.
Yes. Are my rims okay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. How these spinners looking?
Letting your 15-year-old for the first time with a permit drive. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm just cracking up in the front
You hit the only car in the parking lot. What happened?
Now I'll take this moment to find a tree and go to the bathroom.
Okay. So the cart
Feels
sits there,
nice to get out and stretch after.
Yeah, idly after a almost near-death experience because Elle touched the reins once. But you are sort of parked off on the side of the road.
That went so perfectly.
Yeah.
I was hoping something like that. Oh man.
This is a pretty good first time. You just gotta.
I got really excited.
It's more subtle.
why?
It's more so. I could see it, the excitement take over, and
We learned how fast the horses can go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
do the wheels and axles. I don't know cart shit.
it seems like you got a handle on it pretty quick, but as you're standing there sort of on the edge of the road, you're kind of putting your ear out. You now hear, "Help! Help! Help us! Please help us!"
Does it sound like a distressful?
It
Help
sounds
us.
like two younger children's voices in a cornfield just beyond the edge of the road that you are looking in.
I saw this movie.
Oh,
The grass will take you.
there's some people. Let's go. Let's go check it out.
I don't know if... Did you see them?
No, but I heard them.
Why don't you hop out and
Well, give me a second. I'm gonna tip it. I'm gonna activate the rune in my chest and have it go. And which direction?
just in the cornfield?
What is the passive perception for you three?
It's 10 plus what?
Your wisdom.
12.
Just straight wisdom?
Mhm.
Or is it your perception?
It's your wisdom.
11.
12.
12.
Remember when
What is yours?
20?
Also 12.
Okay. So I'm going to say, need you to make an intelligence check.
Bet.
Do it.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, your boy's super smart. What's up with 3 though?
Luck.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
no
Do you
luck.
have luck, though?
No.
No.
Darn it.
No, don't even care.
All right. Yeah. It sounds like children in distress.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they lost their animal or
I'm
something. I don't-
gonna activate the spyglass from Tidbit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like look in the general direction of where the sound came from. Do I see anything?
You see a lot of corn. It's not like a...
I'm gonna stand up on top of the cart.
Well, you're just probably standing on the bench that you're sitting on.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Make a perception check then with that.
I like this one.
Does it sound like the voices were carrying, or does they sound stationary?
They... I mean, you only heard him kind of shout out the one time, but it seemed
But did
like
it sound
they were-
like it was trailing?
No.
Okay.
But as you're kind of all standing there on the edge figuring out what to do, help us! Please!
All right.
Yes, help us, please!
13.
Does it sound closer? Or is
Children, where are you? And I'll start walking the direction I think that it is.
Okay.
13.
13. You do see what appears to be kind of a small rustle, maybe 100 or so feet in on the edge of the... 100 or so feet in from the edge of the cornfield there. But you don't see anything definitive or specific, no.
Kavini, just stay behind.
What? They need help. I'm going for it. I don't think it's anything nefarious.
Okay.
And I'll point the exact direction. I see some movement there.
All right, I'm following Kavini.
I'm staying with the cart.
Okay. So,
And I'll
Kavini...
dance back and forth, not knowing if I should go, if I should stay. And I'll just be like, okay.
Should I
Stay
go?
here.
Should I go now?
Okay.
All right. So as you are pushing
Like
out into the cornfield, you're pushing closer and closer, and you begin to hear the voices more clear. Please help! Please help us!
Yes, we're almost there.
I'd like to keep a spyglass on them if I can.
I'm gonna have you now make an intelligence check.
That
I-
dice has been rolled.
I'm gonna have like
Garbage.
my comma like in hand.
Okay.
Come on.
Straight intelligence.
Come on, play.
14.
14. Right as you're kind of feeling like you're about to get close and sort of crest into whatever location, you hear, please help us. And you kind of make out something uniquely concerning about the voice. Please help us.
Did they hear it?
No.
They're at the cart. Do I hear it? I'm on his ass.
Yeah, at this point, you're focused on following him,
Yeah.
and you kind of already dialed in on the noise.
I'll put a hand up to Marith.
Yeah. You put your hand on my ass.
Well, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe you should. No.
Yeah.
There's something not right.
Please help us. Help us.
I'm
Do
gonna.
I hear it now if I'm stopped?
With Kavini's instruction, I'll say go ahead and make another intelligence check. You can make this one at advantage.
Oh my god.
Am I able to see them?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It
send a
don't.
message.
They just sound like kids to you.
Yeah.
Is community within 120 feet still?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send him a message. What do you see?
I don't see anything. But something's not right. Hold on, just 1 second.
Okay.
I'll do a little bit of arcane, and I'll create a little puppy image, and I'll have it start barking up towards the noise.
Okay. Yeah. What's your DC? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, as you cast a spell, this stationary dog kind of comes to life, does a little sort of prance forward before stopping. And you're kind of just barely able to make it out. through the gaps in the stalks, and immediately this sort of massive swarm of blue-skinned, humanoid-looking creatures slam down on top of it and begin tearing through it. Help us! Help us! And you see what appear to be 3 humanoid forms with almost these cudgely, rounded-off arms, sort of all blue, like a dark sort of navy skin, begin looking around. What do you guys want to do?
Well, you got to tell me if I see any of that shit or not.
Yeah, because he's in front of you directing sort of
and
the...
I cast the dog in front. Like,
Okay, so as soon as that
you
happens...
saw the dog go.
I grab you have like a hood and shit on. Grab that, cast Sanctuary, and start pulling you back. You gotta get the fuck out of here. And then we're just gonna start sprinting back to the cart.
Sprinting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see the corn? Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna. I would message you on the way back.
Okay. So, as you all turn and begin to take off, you hear this, help us, help us. And sort of the rustling through the corn immediately begins to follow all of you.
Elle, get the cart going.
Start the cart! Start the cart!
Do not touch the cart.
I listened to Meredith. He said to start the cart.
I'm going to sit in the driver's seat before she can.
I am standing on the driver's seat, and I already got the reins in my hands.
All right, as you see Meredith and Kavini burst from the interior of the cornfield,
I saw already.
there is a series of these blue sort of skinned humanoid creatures that are almost running on all fours with a huge leap sort of form directly behind them, probably by about 25, 30 feet.
Get the cart!
Remembering his thing, I'm gonna lightly tap to like get them at least moving so that they can still catch up.
Okay.
We're just gonna fucking train car this bitch.
Okay. So, as you two are beginning to run, the cart is beginning to pick up speed. These blue forms are pushing. What are you
I'm
casting?
going to sleep them.
Okay,
As soon
go
as
ahead.
they get on, I'm gonna whoosh.
Okay.
Are they humanoid in form, or
Yes, but they're running almost in this dog-like kind of carnal fashion.
would I be able to know if I can disguise self as one of them since they're humanoid?
They're almost featureless, smooth faces, completely
Okay.
devoid of
All
any
right,
kind of
okay.
unique
All right,
characteristics.
no, I'll just keep up with Meredith or try to. I don't know
Maybe
where
we're
we're at.
same speed. So.
All right, so as the cart's now taking off, you guys are trying to run and catch up onto the cart as these doppelgangers are pushing on the ground and almost galloping with their arms almost the length of their legs, pushing towards you at great speeds. They seem to be making strides. I need both of you to make an athletics check to get onto the cart as it's in motion.
Yeet! Okay, gotta roll. Fuck!
What is your spell save?
For sleep? No, it's
I'm
just,
good.
Your D8s?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, what'd you roll for your D8s?
26.
26. As you see it cascade across these 3 forms that are now on the ground, the magic seems to almost roll off of them like an arcane wave. And they continue to drive forward, continuing to pick up a little bit of speed. What'd you roll?
18.
18.
I'm a...
So,
Fight or flight! Fight or flight!
Yeah, you can start fucking off.
yeah, as Kavini starts kind of not sure what they're all running from exactly, he's sort of looking back, gets a good look at what, and then you see him just dip right by you and kind of whoop, just throw himself in the back of the cart. Meredith, you lose a little bit of speed as you tumble for the cart and end up losing your grip, pulling you forward, causing your stride to break. And you recover quick, continuing to still sprint, but they are now almost directly on your heels. The cart's still working to pick up speed, but not so fast that it leaves Meredith behind. I need you to make one more athletics check.
So I'm going to run to the back and try and grab him, and I would like to bardically inspire him.
Then you can have advantage on the roll. And what would you like to say to inspire your ally?
Okay. I'm going to be like, run, Meredith! You can catch up to us before they're gonna catch you.
Nailed it. Okay. So you are very inspired. And through this
20.
I mean,
You're still inspired.
Yeah.
For 10 more minutes,
Yeah.
you're 100% inspired. All right.
It's about the only time that Echo and I have locked eyes, and it felt like, we're not seeing each other's not trying to look behind each other's BSs.
Yeah. So, you see Echo's hand extend out the back of the cart. You just reach forward, and kind of with a 2-step sweep, she pushes and accelerates you up. The same time you leap, kind of ends up falling backwards as she's pulling you upwards, and you almost kind of cascade over her into the cart as she's lying back down to try and use all of the momentum to propel you forward. I need you to make one animal handling check, please. At this point, you see the doppelganger reaching up towards the back of the cart, moving at an incredible rate. 6. And then, as soon as Elle sees Marith begin to land inside the cart, and one of the horses kind of like does a kick and giddy up and stutters for a brief moment, and the cart slows briefly before picking back up and jolting again. At this point, a doppelganger makes a leap directly onto the back of the cart.
I'm gonna swing at it.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
Yeah, I guess if
21.
Oh shit!
wow.
Ooh, just misses. So, no, you
You hit.
land a shot on the doppelganger right on the side of the neck, pulling forward, creating a small incision as it's trying to grapple its way on with these sort of cudgel-like hands. And you see it fall. Help us! Help! Gets up and immediately begins trying to sprint again as the two are just trying to keep up.
I'd like to take out a little bit of fabric and just kind of throw it at the back of the cart, and I'm going to do silent image, and I'm going to create flames shooting off of the cart in the back.
I mean, that's pretty badass.
shit.
Turned it into like the DeLorean.
Yeah, I'm getting ready with something as soon as I see that, so I'll see what that does, whether...
So as soon as you see Kavini throw his spell towards the back of the cart, immediately there's this sort of flame that ignites on the back, begins crawling over like a living flame before shooting out like projectiles. It seems that the creatures trailing aggressively take to it as if it were a real threat and stutter for a brief moment and begin to move off-road and are now charging up the side of the road, trying to get alongside the cart with the fire.
I'll move the flame so that it's starting to move onto the side of the cart.
Okay, so there's still, at this point, the cart is not anywhere near full speed because not only has it stuttered, they never got up to a full gallop. You are now they're eventually trying to encroach the sides of the cart, charging forward. Marith, what do you want?
I'm going to do chill touch on 2 of them.
Okay. Go ahead and you have to be in touch range to do that.
No, chill touch is 120 feet.
That's ironic.
Yeah, I
I
used
fucking
to-
agree.
I used to have it. I don't remember.
Yeah, inflict wounds is a touch, but chill touch is not a touch. So, what's up,
This is
wizards?
not frostbite. This is
No,
chill
it's
touch.
literally chill touch.
No, it's because you create a ghostly skeletal hand
It's
in a
necromancy.
space.
It's not actually.
So,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
I don't have to make the touch.
Okay.
the ghostly hand does.
Okay. Sure.
You fuck.
Need some new
It's
dice,
so
Rob.
close to a
Yeah.
corner or to a.
Yeah, my ranged spell attack is a 6, so what's up?
So here is the interesting thing, though.
Thanks for following, interesting thing.
No.
Right?
But Lycanthrope82, who has been on board for a hot minute, literally says, "Who needs it?" with the Boon of Luck redeemed.
Whoa.
I'm going to say, if you catch this in your face,
Hey, good shot.
I got hang on,
Good
let me
shot,
tighten it
good
up,
shot,
because the last
good
one
shot.
the air caught.
Yeah.
Last one the air
Yeah,
caught.
I'm gonna give
Yeah,
myself some...
keep into account
Yeah,
the
lift her
fan.
up.
Yeah! All right, you have luck. And we're also on this side. Okay. Help me out, Elle. All right. So, J Double, thank you for the bid. Jacky's a huge
That is
letdown,
cocked.
and we know it.
Yeah.
Literally never had dice fucking get cocked on the side. You fuck!
I think that's pretty cocked too.
What's up? It did not hit. Thanks, lycanthrope.
Did not hit.
Yeah,
You
dude, I need to
now
buy some sage.
see the frosted projectile shoot out from the side of the cart, seemingly cutting in between the figures, pushing forward, unable to connect with the arcane attack.
Somebody do something!
Drive!
Elle, you have another opportunity at animal handling as the doppelgangers begin to push towards the side of the cart.
After she does that, I'll hop up and take her place.
Am I able to give the reins to him on this turn? Or would that be
He's
next
used his action for this
Okay.
rotation, so.
turn? Then I am going to... Okay.
Okay, make an animal handling check.
12.
12. So, at this point now, you see, and the sound rings out. The crack rides across, everyone hearing it, and you hear a brief sort of neigh as the horses begin to pick their heads up and lift. The cart now scattered flames like a race car running down the center of the King's Road. These blue, almost like gorilla creatures charging forward. You eventually see them now drift slowly, losing pace with the cart. The cart now continuing to push and pace past them. And eventually, after you've gained about 30 or so feet of distance, the cart still continuing to fly forward. You see them kind of come to a stop as the third one eventually catches up to him, recovering from its being knocked off. You sort of see them stand up into their humanoid forms and just immediately walk back into the brush, seemingly leaving the cart to carry on in the distance.
As soon as Marith takes my spot, I want to take 3 of my rations and throw it in the direction that I saw them.
Okay. Well, they stopped at this point, 150 or so feet back, and you're only gaining speed as you're sort of
Well, I
moving
wouldn't
on.
want to do it as quickly as possible, but...
Okay. So, you're still all flying at a
Slow
pretty
down! Slow down!
incredible clip.
I'll
He's got
take it
legs now.
and kind of pull back a little bit to slow him down to a steadier pace.
Any of you know what those were? Do I know what those were?
With my studies, would I know?
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't think, unless there's...
I will give both of you an intelligence check.
Not me.
No, not you.
10.
6.
You guys, we are rolling on fire this campaign.
I know, it's been pretty good
And the
thus
one
far.
time I used Bardic so far.
My best roll?
Natural 20.
Athletics check.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even ready
You've
to
heard
sing.
of creatures like this, but you know very little about it.
They're just so bad.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
Was there a specific area that I saw them in? Like in a region?
No, this would be something you read about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you basically know
Okay.
little to nothing of them other than what they probably might be.
Was there, when we stopped and we were kind of looking out into the field, did we see like a barn or anything, or?
I mean, this is largely agricultural area. There probably is some type of abode or structure.
I mean, like, we're
somewhere.
talking like king kind of gardens things, or like, is there just people farms? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're out.
big agriculture, or
Yeah, like an hour and change outside. These farmers probably directly contribute to the main city, and there's an agricultural section within the city itself. But for large scale food supply, you would need substantially more land, and it seems like all this land outside of kind of the main first 30 or so miles is dedicated to people who are doing their thing and probably work and trade and a good position to work with the city nearby.
I think we should go warn the farmers that tend these lands.
It's actually probably a good idea.
Are there any turnoffs?
No.
Besides almost
We
getting
haven't
murdered?
we haven't seen anything.
Nope, not yet.
It's a lot of land. There's probably all kinds of things living in the cornfields.
Yeah, but
But that's I mean, I don't I saw you hit him with something. Did it work?
No.
I've never
They
seen
were
anything
supposed
that
to fall
looked
asleep.
Like that.
I've seen you cast that, right?
Yeah, you guys all have.
I've never seen any creature that looked like that.
And I think I've never seen anything like that. But I think we should maybe tell someone.
Well,
Yeah.
we could probably put up a sign, or when
Yeah,
we
but a
see
sign-
the place that
I don't think
is
a
around
sign
here.
helps. I mean, the sign helps
Little
people.
creatures that sound like kids. Where? It's trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll jump out the cart and I'll
That's
just
moving?
like. Oh yes, I think we're going slow. Slow down.
They slowed it down for sure, yeah.
All right, I'll slow it down to a walking.
I guess I should have checked first. Is it like kind of sandy, dirty kind of road, or is it like cobblestone?
Well, the road up to this point, you know that it's probably turning to a more packed dirt soon. You're still on finished road, but it tapers off to kind of a grainy granite sand mixture, then just kind of the dirt of the earth. So it's a finished road that has a slight riser on it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
I didn't stop you.
farmland and dirt kind of on either side around you.
Maybe if we just we see something, we stop and say something.
I think that's a good plan.
All right, you guys.
And anyone we
I don't
see
have any
along the
sign
way,
or
we
anything.
just warn them.
If you see something,
Say
say
something.
something.
Yeah. Stranger danger.
I do believe in that.
I guess you guys let me know if you see any houses or anywhere for me to not necessarily turn off, but I mean, we don't need a road for me to go off a course to go somewhere.
Okay. And Merrick,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
You certainly didn't need to step in front of me, and you did. So
Well, you know,
Thank
you made a dog, so it was
You made a
pretty
dog?
cool.
I did.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
No.
pretty genius kind of thing that he did.
I can make animals too.
What
What kind of dog did you make?
a little beagle puppy.
That's cute.
I thought so. Yeah. You know, a little tiny thing. Ruff, ruff, you know.
Gets the cart going again. You all continue pushing down the road. Is anybody doing anything?
I would actively be looking for some sort of barn or something like that for the next half hour to an hour.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check then.
I'm gonna be on high alert after that.
Okay.
Just
More high alert.
yes.
Yeah, you can make a perception check as well.
Your boy
I'm
don't
not-
see nothing.
I'm
7.
Take off Tidbit
Mhm.
and be on alert for like 10-15 minutes, and then I'm gonna get bored and I'm gonna start tinkering with some random thing.
Okay,
See what I can build out of it.
11.
nice.
Ooh.
Are any of you hurt in any way?
Barely. Nothing.
Kaveen?
Some sleep won't.
I said I didn't see him. 7.
Okay. So the cart carries on. You go through the first 30 minutes, moving forward, and find nothing particular of note. There is a barn that's probably only 150 or so feet off the main road, but it seems it's been dilapidated for the better part of a decade at the very least. The wood already browned, the trail leading up to it now covered in grass and flowers, seemingly in disuse for some time.
That could be
I mean,
could be good cover.
they could just be elderly and not be able to tend to their farm anymore.
Am I the only one who's thought that maybe they know that these things are out here
No,
and they're... I don't...
that's probably the case. Or they newly moved in. So it's either or. Or those things already killed the people who live here.
Well, I mean, at the very least, I can tack a note on that bar and say, beware.
For anybody like us who's just going to go out of their way to go to that
Well,
bar.
they might be coming the opposite direction, stop at the barn because I see it and rest there for the evening, and then they might continue their travels. So
Let's do it.
I'm gonna pull out parchment and ink, and because Kavini is adamant, I will make the note for them.
Okay. And you're going to the barn?
Just leave the cart on the road, or?
No, we'll take it.
Okay.
All right, I'll slowly let the horses exit the road and take the path slowly to the dilapidated barn, but probably 120 or so feet from the barn, I will stop. I'm not gonna ride the.
You said it's only like 100 yards to the barn, right? Yeah.
It's not too far.
100
Well
feet,
then,
he said, though.
like off the
150 or so feet.
off of the road. I'm not gonna leave the cart on the road.
So you go out there, and there is a great deal of sort of brush, overgrown plants that are now kind of almost on their own, continuing to cultivate themselves. Almost a more natural germination rather than agricultural farming. And you continue to push through the flowers themselves, probably a foot or so tall off the ground. You find that the barn itself now, some of the wood on the exterior appears thin, years and years of rain continuing to just ravage this structure over time. But it appears to still be a largely straightforward, simple barn on the outside, at least.
How big are the doors to the barn?
There's two main doors in the front. Each one is going to be about 5 feet wide. They're probably going to run closer to about 9 or so feet
like
tall.
Bigger doors.
Yeah, front
It's
barn
not like
doors.
Human door kind of thing.
No.
Okay.
Probably a smaller farm, but a reasonable sized barn.
Yeah, not enough that a cart could get in.
Yeah. No.
You could probably get it through there. It'd be tough.
Well, you said it was 5 and our cart's 7.
two doors.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
And thinking this might still be a trap, I'm going to have a spell.
You do see that the roof is kind of caved in. The shingles themselves kind of all slid down to one corner on the opposite side. The building sits a little bit ajar. Definitely not the ideal as far as structural integrity would go, but it still is standing. It still holds its shape.
Go ahead.
How are the horses acting as we get closer?
Make another animal handling check at disadvantage, I'll say.
What does the path around the barn look like? Like, does it look
There's
like
no path around the barn.
No, like not path, but is it overgrown up onto the barn, or is there like it used to be a walking path and nothing grows now?
Make a survival check.
My disadvantage
You know what? Who cares?
was a 3. The other one was a Onthar 20. So,
Everyone's rolling just magic over here.
Yep.
Gonna just not
Yay,
roll.
new dice for all of us.
You know what?
New
Let me use that
campaign.
inspiration before it dies.
There you go.
Hey! All right, the best roll of the night. Hey, dude, how's about a 10?
A 10. So as you're looking around, trying to get a gauge for what probably took place here, looking close, almost leaning on the barn as you kind of examine the ground, the grass itself still seems relatively uniform, but there is a dip in the roof that's caved in, almost acting like a funnel. A concentrated collection of water would consistently fall in one place just due to the concave nature of...
That's just kind of siloing into a runoff.
And down on the edge of this barn, you can see that the ground is much darker, still retaining some water from rain a few days previous, perhaps. And you're drawn to the area and kind of just move your hand through some of the grass, and you see what appears to be almost a round, circular-ish, oval-like depression that appears to be some kind of imprint.
In the ground?
Yep.
Like something hit. Would I get the impression that something would have hit the barn and fallen and created this?
It appears more uniformly placed in position there.
Do you guys come and see if this makes sense to you?
Yeah. To the
No.
backpack.
Show them the...
I'll let one of you make a survival check.
I don't think any of us are great, so, but I'm gonna pull out my crowbar
Mm-hmm.
and like walk up and. Yeah,
like
you can
you're
do it. I
saying
think
there
we're
is
the
a
same, so-
thing?
No, it's just a depression.
Right, that's
Like
okay.
Like
Right.
an
print.
open,
That's okay.
pushed into the ground, yeah.
He rolled higher.
Yeah, that's all that you.
Oh no, you're saying you'll give us a new roll.
Any one of you all.
Yeah.
Oh,
You rolled.
I got you.
And you rolled higher than
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
rolled.
I'd like to pick a flower.
Okay. You can pick a flower.
Maybe there's some hay in the barn for the horses.
This. 1 second. Listen, I'm jumping on purpose. Okay.
And
With a purpose.
yeah, and
That's
I've
right.
typically found you steel members to have a reason for it. Okay.
Yeah, I
He's
just don't
retired.
want you to walk into a barn without someone else going with you. So
Okay. Yeah. Would you like me to light it up in there for you?
I mean, that would be great.
All right. Whenever you tell me.
Okay, just give me one.
Okay.
I want to just feel the dirt in the impression.
Mhm.
Does it feel like? Is the dirt smushed in?
Dirt's new statue.
No.
No, basically, I'm wondering if it was something that created the divot, but dirt has fallen in and it's kind of loose, or is it smooth, like it just hasn't gone through a rain yet?
It appears it's compressed in that shape. It doesn't have a whole lot of depth variation.
Yeah.
You can just barely make out the sort of surrounding rim of the imprint itself.
Okay.
You're probably observing it at this point now only about a half-inch deep, and only because you're able to sort of move some of the vegetation around it. Otherwise, the actual edges of the track make it a little hard to observe directly.
Is there a crack between the barn doors?
Yeah, there's actually kind of a slight lilt in one that creates something you could literally just grab
Okay.
if you.
I want to peer in.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Using an old dice. These new ones are doing so well.
I'm gonna activate the room then.
5. Nope, 6. Sorry.
Yes!
You do not see or hear anything of note. You're sort of taken in by what appear to be a lot of old and rusted farm implements and tools and things kind of hanging from some of the interior rafters, but nothing unusual in particular stands out to you. It's also somewhat dark on the inside of the barn, and you're rolling into sort of late afternoon, early evening, and the sun is no longer playing directly in your favor. And
Echo, Mr. Merith would like to check things out before we go in.
Yeah, just give me a minute. You guys see me unhook my sensor and kind of unscrew the top of it and put a little chunk of charcoal in and some. I guess I don't know if you. There, I put some ingredients in and light it with my tinderbox and just wait a second for it to start kind of billowing out the smoke billowing out before I go into it. Do you want to put your lights in there? I don't do so well in the dark.
Yep. Right now?
Yeah.
Any particular place?
No, just spread them out.
I'll help him.
This is not
I'll sit up
what you
and take
think
out
it
my
is, I
bat
don't think.
axe.
Oh.
okay.
You said light up the place, so I'm just waiting for you to do light thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bonk. And I'll attach the light to my staff.
Oh,
I hope you say bonk when you do it.
Yeah.
bonk.
Bonk.
Right behind you.
All right. Is it a pull
That's
open
exactly
or
what
a
I thought
push?
it was.
It would be
Push in.
That's
pull
exactly
open.
what I thought it was.
You said pull open, but you push towards me.
You'd be able to grab sort of the break in the door to pull open.
Okay. So I'll slowly pull. I'm sure it's catching and dragging on the ground as well.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling it and making sure the sensor is a little bit. This is my cleansing, aura.
Okay.
It smells nice. It's I don't know. It's
Effervescent.
well, it's juniper lavender thyme, and the charcoal is giving it the singeing. So
All right.
it smells nice, and there's lots of smoke.
Are you trying to attract something, Mr. Merith?
No, I'm making sure that doesn't happen.
Immediately as you open the door, you peek your head in.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision, so I'm not going to just enter until it gets illuminated.
And directly right in front of your face when you open the door. Chromatic Chimera!
Alright! You didn't ball it up enough.
I need some tighter ones. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was right on top of that.
But when you do open the door, you see a massive and large hole in the very center of this barn that seems to have extreme wetness or moisture around the lip.
Like it's just a fucking hole?
Seems to disappear into the earth from what you're able to see right away.
Shit. Okay, how far is it in? Does a drop off happen?
About 5 feet.
Shit, so it's like right in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Make a perception check. Make a perception check.
It's got, bright light, 20 foot.
Yep.
Okay, 17. Yes!
So as you are peeking in this almost pie slice of radiant light off of Kavini's staff, kind of helping peer through, almost giving you just the quickest little shift of slicing light. And as Kavini stabilizes just a little bit, you see the hole and sort of these ringed and weighted deformations in the dirt around it. And then you actually see a little splash right around the edge. You begin to look up, and there appear to be
pointed up.
Humanoid figures hanging upside down with their hands completely dangled.
Like hanging from their feet?
Yep. Down towards the hole itself.
Okay, don't. Hey.
Like the blue people or regular old looking people?
You're happy to go in and check it out if you would like.
Well, I'm right behind him, right? Because I'm shining the light.
Yeah,
Can I get a disadvantage?
Are you guys inside?
No, we're on.
We're around.
Door open and we're in the
Three Stooges.
like crest of the door.
Okay.
I don't feel confident enough stepping in with how close it is to the.
So make a perception
drop-off.
check for me then.
I'm going to.
It's gonna be good, guys.
Whistle at
It
you
is.
to come over here.
What
Okay.
am I? All right.
I'm watching our backs.
14.
So you both see these humanoid forms sort of draped in red. They appear human in nature, covered, and it's the sheen and the tint of their reddish hue that sort of makes you realize that it seems as if they've been both skinned and hung upside down.
So he signaled for me, so I'm very stealthily.
And that's where we're going to take our first break.
Yes! Okay, now we're getting into some stuff. Okay, throw your dice in the trash. Okay, I'm going to do that to mine. Okay, fucking twos, gone.
No, we're
Throw
gonna
'em
get
all.
your sensor and we're gonna bless
Yeah.
them with sage or whatever.
Yeah,
Dice
okay.
makers, we're them
Cleanse.
D20s.
Yeah, what's up?
So-
Send me a fucking D20 cleanse. Okay, I'm not going to say it out loud, okay, because your boy's about to
You're
trademark
gonna do some
shit.
charcoal and yeah.
That's the thing. So, we are going to get back and pick up right where we left off in just a moment.
Yes.
We're going to take a bathrooms, we're going to take a drinky poos, and we're going to take maybe a foodie poos, depending on what we're into. But stick with us. We are fin to be right back. JP, do we have a dice giveaway thing
Why
set
not?
up? Do we have a dice giveaway thing
Give
set
away
up?
some dice.
Give away a dice.
Guys!
Pay attention
away
to
the
chat.
dice.
Maybe we have that. Do we have that? Is that a thing that we can?
Yeah, last week we did.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
Fudge, yeah, let's give away a die. Why not?
All right.
Dice.
While you're on break, make sure you check out Austin's Scissorlift Rental Never Wet Towel and Pet Pedicure booth 2507
Yeah.
at this month's
2507.
boating, camping, and fishing show at the Riverview Plaza Convention
Yeah.
Center in
And remember-
Skagway, Alaska.
Get a new tab open.
Yeah. Check it out. Do the things.
Go check out Dice Makers.
Hey, we're like 3 people away on
And our
YouTube.
store.
Go subscribe to our
Oh,
goddamn
shit,
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ring that bell.
Do that. Yeah. Also,
Yeah, make a account for you and your significant other, and then you've got that weird thing going. But then subscribe to our YouTube page.
and check out
Well, you do this and
AustinScissors.com.
then I do-
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good.
And And welcome, Bird. Yeah, let's do that for sure. What's up? Thank you guys so much for hanging and banging, for slanging and doing the whatever stuff. First of all,
Meringuing. Yeah, like a pie.
because I think we're gonna have to get character names up, but we don't have them right now. I'm sure that is partially to blame, and it's very early and developed in the circumstances as is the circumstances being as they are. We have Echo E-Wings, who has like kicked it and been awesome and been cool. And also, we did a giveaway thing, right? Do we know who won that? Find a person who won that. Echo E-Wings is granting a boon of luck to the table.
Whoa!
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Echo.
One.
Let's go down in the tunnel.
One.
Oh no.
So I'll let you all determine how you want to disperse the oon.
Hey, that's cool.
And
I
let's see
think-
here.
Have to decide now or in the
I
moment?
would say we should decide now.
Want to roll for it?
Sure.
Can you
Yeah,
use
put
it to
the-
win the roll?
Yeah, put
Yeah.
the trash. That's
What are
not
we
cool.
rolling? A D20?
I give
Yeah.
advantage to Marith.
Okay.
What highest
give
gets
it-
it?
He
Highest.
gets
Yeah.
mine.
Roll it. Do it. Now.
I don't
Advantage.
get it.
18.
Yeah, it's yours.
Yes.
The person who needs it the least. What sense does any of this make? Well, while you guys are rolling your D20s, somebody is going to be rolling a D6. And that is... Hang on, I missed it. Okay. None other than... Who wants the... Oh, this is a big target. I can hit that. I can hit...
Okay, you say that. You're going to hit Jacky right in the lip.
All right, but... Now we have to try that. Mr. Puddings!
Oh!
Mr. Puddings
Right in the ear lip.
won a custom holding action Dice Maker's D6. Get us your contact details for delivery of the dicels.
Wait, didn't we decide this was the no?
I thought that was the... No, we're not...
I don't like it.
I don't either.
It's too much elbow action.
I like this one.
We will figure out how to clap at
We're
some
doing
No.
nothing.
Mm.
Also,
No,
there are
not even-
labels and
Yeah, we're
everything
wasting time, okay? We're trying to fuck with this barn. Okay? Darn like barn side.
Yeah,
I'm
this
sure you
is
don't want to go back to the dirt.
100% like some level 2-ish right here. Like, hey, let's investigate this barn. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
it wouldn't have been
Creepy.
level 20 finger guns, like, okay, blow up the barn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's inside. Just gonna dimension door, do all types of crazy cool shit.
But not
And
you guys.
stuff
Yeah.
40 inside just
Oh,
to
yeah.
see what's up.
Okay. So,
Disintegrate.
yes.
There are labels underneath the one that has no labels.
Okay.
Labels, no
So we'll get it
labels.
up next week.
Yay!
Bet.
All right. So,
Good
If-
job, Mr. Puddins. Thank you, Echo Wings.
we are going to pick directly back up where we left off. And after leaving Torgos on their mission to push forward into procuring and investigating this missing shipment of medication, the group was stopped by a rather jovial and interesting merchant who gave them a unique item, perhaps, to call upon him in the future.
That gave us his beads.
The party took a brief time to try to teach Elle how to drive a cart. She was not proficient and did not do well.
I did
This
great.
led to a very brief runaway cart, followed by a very brief pit stop to regain the senses, which drew the attention of Marith and Kavini as they heard young, children-like cries coming from the cornfield within, beckoning for their help. As they were about to push on through the cornfield, nary upon whatever noises and cries they were hearing, Kavini cast a small illusion to reveal that a group of doppelgangers lie in wait to ambush the party. Able to run away in time, they fast-footed it towards the cart.
You see how far we've come as players that we can escape from combat, Deej?
That was actually going to be a very dangerous encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounded like one.
Yeah, it would have been a very dangerous encounter. For your guys' level, that would have been a very dangerous encounter.
Right, finger guns.
Finger guns, literally
One round.
one person, one spell, they're gone. But not you guys.
Level 2.
As Kavini and Marith began running alongside the runaway train cart now, they eventually made good their ascent onto the back of the steaming wagon, pushing forward, the doppelgangers slowly but surely being left, and the cart came to a more casual pace as the doppelgangers drifted back into the fields, out of sight, away from the main road. In an attempt to alert any passers-by or unique individuals that might happen upon this road or suffer a similar experience, they decided to keep an eye out for any structures, of which they found a rather dilapidated and old barn, but figured it the best location to potentially post some type of notice to alert individuals to the pending danger that may lie in front of them. Upon investigation, the dilapidated barn seems to be significantly aged and weathered from the elements, and a unique ovular track was found outside the barn. Not sensing any immediate danger, mostly due to the trashiest roles that in existence of trashy trash
We didn't
town.
get that one, so almost
It was
trashiest.
pretty
I
bad.
had a couple okay ones.
Pretty not the great. But upon now opening the barn door, investigating the insides as Kavini cast a light cascading inward, Marith pushed the barn door open, peered inside to find a massive chasm, a worm-like hole driving straight down into the ground. However, after a brief period of time, the attraction that grew much more attention was a collection of bodies hanging from the ceiling above, nearly caved in, seemingly skinned and still dripping a touch of blood down on the perimeter of this massive opening down below. So, we
Skinny
pick up...
vomits all over the castle.
Yeah, doesn't know why.
What is this?
Not one.
Pick up with the party just on the verge, cresting inward towards the opening of the barn door. Echo moving towards the front of the barn door at Marith's request, and Elle maintaining posts at the cart for the time being. So, adventurers,
Yeah, we don't have a name yet.
what happens next?
Alright, I'm going to put my crowbar away
Okay,
and then pull out my comma.
okay,
And I'm going to approach as Marith asked me to
okay,
and take a look inside.
all right.
And I see.
They would be relatively overt when pointed out to you, yes?
And they were all wearing red clothes.
No.
Yeah, they're insides.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
it's
is.
just their
outside.
insides
Their
are all
birthday
red.
suit.
Yeah, they're reverse.
So they're
birthday
they're
suit.
the necky.
Yes,
They're
but
the
also
skinless.
The most naked that you could be.
yeah, the most possible naked.
They are the
Showing-
fighting men.
As a matter of fact, you could say it's almost like a conservative look, and they're showing no skin, but like also that they're you know.
As soon as I point up, I'm going to study your face. So I guess you tell me how Echo reacts to seeing.
I'm gonna have you make an insight check then.
I
Okay.
also would like to. Do I have any knowledge of what would do this?
Go ahead and make a history check.
8 for my insight.
Okay. And you can determine what you would like to try and withhold from Marith in that regard, if you so choose.
And I got a 12 for history.
Okay. Are you opening your response, your reaction to this to sort of easy visibility, or are you trying to?
I'm not going to try and hide my response, but I'm not going to say whatever you tell me. I'm just going to.
No, I understand that, but he is trying to
Yeah.
gauge your reaction. So
I am not paying attention to that though, so I'm not going to try. And
you
hide
would
it.
have to explain how you were reacting.
Do
to Marith.
I notice you look up and then you immediately look down?
No. I'm not scared of it.
Okay.
But I wanted to know if I recognized anything, because he would probably be able to read that if I did. That's why I was.
And you said it was a 12?
Yeah.
So, as you are continuing to kind of look into the interior of the barn, you're finding yourself sort of harken back to unpleasant memories and kind of seeing a very definitive gruesomeness to the figures themselves, it does put you a little bit on edge. As you try to get a little bit closer, there's a smell mixing in the air that almost fits like a stale water combined with this sort of decayed meat. And it kind of almost has this earthy tinge as it hits you right at the face of the door. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
And I guess I'll put my hand on your shoulder to make sure that you don't take more steps in.
7.
Okay. So you're immediately sort of snapped. Marith almost kind of disappears in a cloud of smoke. Kavini's light dims immediately, the light inverting into almost this black smoke at the tip of his staff before it consumes the staff and the rest of his body that drifts off in a black smoke. The smell dissipates away. You find yourself almost on this empty expanse for a brief moment. Nothing but black ground covered in a rolling fog, and you begin to hear a tapping, a click, a hard-soled shoe walking toward you. And there in front of you, a figure comes into view wearing almost regal, bright red vest with sort of vestments and massive epaulets that almost speak to kind of like a classic, overdone royalty, almost purposefully gaudy. There's a large white powdered wig that almost seems furled and grayed and dirty on one side, but sort of still kept and pristine. And then the figure itself seems to have a large white porcelain mask, a nose extending out nearly a foot in your direction as it sweeps into view. My goodness. Look how you have grown. How have you been?
Do I think this is really happening?
Seems to be real.
I'm probably frozen in place.
Okay. Kind of tucks a long black cane with an ivory tip underneath his armpit. No, hello. You see this kind of like gnarled, sort of yellowish smirk emerge from just the corners of the mask that's a little too narrow. Sort of these gruesome looking moles and lesions kind of just peeking behind the mask. That's fine. I was hoping to see you soon, and that our reunion would be so special. And this long, sort of grotesque finger with almost green, pussy kind of nodules along it with this long, pointed yellow fingernail kind of gently strokes your cheek, and you almost kind of feel it like a tickle. When it gets closer, the nose extending, the large, sort of almost plate doctor-esque mask kind of poking through the back of your hair. I'll see you soon. The stench sort of immediately fills your vicinity before you're snapped back and Marith is putting his hand on your chest. And you see Marith again continuing to look in. It's a huge hole. What?
Do I see, like, having snapped back? Do I see... I want to see if I can tell, like, how long have these bodies been hanging here?
You're probably too far away to make out any kind of specific detail, but you can get closer to investigate. Otherwise, in this...
I mean, how high are they hanging?
About 12 feet.
Okay, so they're like probably on a rafter or
Yep.
like beams?
A
cross
beam that
beams?
runs through the main center of it. It seems almost kind of bowed and twisted a little bit, so they almost have this kind of like wind chimey curve to their hanging pattern.
Yeah.
But it runs the length of the barn before the roof kind of collapses. So some of them are also sort of a little lower than some of the others, but they're all essentially attached to the ceiling.
Since I had previously had some knowledge in book-wise of doppelgangers, would I have ever read anything about them hanging people like this, or creating tunnels, or would I be able to account this to something else not being them?
Even from the brief encounter you had, it seems probably unlikely, but there wasn't any specific information suggesting that this is something that they would do, and they seem to more so keep to themselves. The suggestion being that seeing them topside out of the Underdark was not particularly common, maybe.
Is it all the bodies that are hanging, are they all directly over this hole?
Yep, they appear to be.
So does it look like they're...
Well, some are kind of right on the perimeter, and their blood has dripped down and created some of this pooling on the edge of the hole
Like they're
itself.
intentionally dripping in the hole.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to see. If it wasn't like...
It doesn't appear as if their formation is ritualistic, maybe in nature. They just seem to be hanging there. Some of them are over the hole, and some of them are not. Not directly over, but they're all kind of in there. But this hole is also a large portion of the central interior.
Look around and see if I see anybody in the barn.
Okay. With your perception check, it doesn't appear as if there's anything particularly of note. You can still make out some decent collections of cobwebs and the general scattering of farm implements. There's not actually a lot obscuring the general perimeter except for two sort of horse stall dividers that would be at the opposite end of the barn. So up to that point, which is probably a good 30 or so feet away, you don't see much of anything. There's sort of moldy hay kind of growing, the earthy smell still emanating outward. The door itself is like extremely dry and almost kind of that coarse withered wood, whereas you can see inside, it seems the dirt near the hole is at least wet and mixing with some of the rain elements that come in, plus who knows what. So,
do I notice any like necrosis around the hole? Like nothing that would be considered like is something dying? Like not just the earth has been pulling in, but does it seem like there's...
I'm going to say you wouldn't be able to investigate such a thing from here. From what you're able to tell just from the doorway, it just appears to be dirt that disappears into a hole.
Mr. Meredith, do you still need me?
No. Here, just...
Here, you can take the staff.
Okay, hey. Come here. Just go stay with Elle and make sure she doesn't come in here. Okay?
I'll start trucking over to Elle and throw up.
Okay.
Do I get any smell, any, like, that these have been here a while? Or do I...
Yeah, I mean, there's a definitive smell of death in the air. It's mixed with sort of that organic rot smell as well from sort of large collections of untended hay over time, regrowth that has pushed through small portions of the wall, a very heavy, earthy smell combined with this sort of sickly meat smell.
And they look... Okay.
With my sensor smoke filling the barn, is that doing anything to the bodies?
They don't have any discernible change that you're able to tell?
I think we should go.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah. Why would I not be okay? You know, it's just people.
Yeah, you're right. Why don't you just go... Here, bring Kabini his... No, I want to hang on to it. Actually, yeah. Here, bring Kavinia's stuff.
No, I'm not leaving you here alone. I just don't.
Okay, well, can you hold his staff then? Okay, I don't want to drop it in this hole.
I'm gonna like just keep staring at the bodies and like looking around and like point the staff kind of towards the hole.
Is there a, can I like wall shimmy past the hole to get like
there's
inside the
still
barn?
probably like a good 5-foot perimeter. You could walk freely around it. You kind of have to step on some hay or maybe climb over some implements and things of that nature. But
so I'll go inside. Just make sure Al doesn't come in here. Okay, Vini's sure as shit not coming in here, but just make sure Al doesn't come in here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, promise me.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'll send her a message.
okay.
No. Watch the cart.
What do you think I've been doing?
So I'll enter into the barn. I've kind of pulled the sensor a little more taut and up closer to my fist, so it's not as loosely dangling. So I've got more control of it.
Okay.
And I want to make my way towards like a lower hanging body, if I can get there.
Okay. You are able to get in. There's one kind of hanging on the perimeter, and if you want to go towards sort of the what would equate to the southern-ish side of the barn, there's one that's probably within about 5 feet, able to look up and kind of get a better gauge for it up close if you want to do that.
Yeah. So I want to get closer to it within 5 feet, and I want to kind of shake the charcoal around and make like a more of a billow come out of the sensor and kind of let the smoke kind of rise and lick on the body and see if it does anything to the body before I look at it more.
It doesn't seem to have a reaction immediately, no.
Okay. I want to turn the body towards me so the face is...
The face?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Towards the face is facing me. Do these, like, the features on the... I guess, is there any features on this body that would let me know if this is a regular human or an elf or dwarf or what kind of species, I guess?
As you move kind of in towards the interior, the figure now becomes a little bit more clear. You can make out what appear to be slightly pointed ears, but only in the sense that there is sort of extended cartilage visible on one side. And you're kind of able to adjust it a little bit, and there appears to almost be a longer patch of skin still existing where strands of hair kind of dangle from. This is likely elven, half-elven, something to that effect.
Are they intact?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is fresh, rotted, or are they sunken and dried?
Well, go ahead and make a medicine check now.
Are they jerky?
Yeah, basically.
Hey, all right.
It's like his best roll of the campaign.
I rolled a
You had an
couple
at 20
20s
earlier.
Oh, that's
to
right.
jump on a
That's
cart.
right.
What's
That's
up?
right.
15.
15. So, as you kind of reach out to touch the corpse,
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
the tissue, the muscle that remains, almost feels squishy and spongy, but it's not immediately emitting sort of blood or any kind of sort of internal ichor.
It's not just like I'm not getting like the sinew and stuff.
Right. It
Okay.
appears somewhat dried, but still fresh, but spongy rigid. And you kind of begin to spin the figure around, just the slightest bit of essence of life still kind of barely noticeable touching your hand. The smell much stronger as you get close, but maybe not truly indicative of a month-old battlefield. The figure still seems to have its nose cartilage largely intact, a lot of the sort of muscle and connective tissue around its face. It appears to be a female, or was while she was alive. Hands still kind of angling backwards in sort of this inverted check mark as you spin her form around, and her arms continuing to hold together shackled.
Do I get the sense that they've been here 10 days or less?
It's hard to say for sure, but you'd say that they seem somewhat recent.
Did you send me a message, or did you just whisper?
I just whispered to you.
I can't hear you. I'm too far away for you to whisper at me.
No one can hear you whispering that quietly.
I'm gonna send a message and ask if you can tell how long they've been here.
Not very long.
Okay, I'm gonna dart around looking for any kind of motion that's not us in the room. Message again. What are we looking for?
I think I've found what I need to find. Just give me a couple minutes. You see me take my sword out.
I'm gonna walk up to him. Still just nothing but looking for any kind of movement.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut the help. Do you want to help me with this body?
Okay. Okay.
Or you don't have to.
No, that I just.
Hey, I want you. You don't have to help me.
I'm gonna set the staff down and try and help.
Okay.
Grab, just like cradle the head. Just get the bottom half.
No, I just cut it. I'm not very strong.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also not very strong.
Are you dainty on purpose?
No, like your boy's kind of thick.
He's made an improvement. Yeah.
Like I'm not JJ Watt, but I'm it's like a John Stockton.
Yeah.
Okay, like a green John Stockton.
I'm dainty on purpose.
Yeah.
All right, so you cut it. I'm just going to cradle the body down.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull my comma out.
Okay. So, you go up, and it seems as if the state of the rope, the place where it was held and kept, by itself have already deteriorated the quality of the rope to a certain extent. And the rope cuts part of the way and then ends up breaking as you kind of follow through. Meredith sort of catching and cradling the body, and there you see sort of the legs drop directly in front of you, Echo. As Meredith is kind of holding the form. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
This is tight.
18.
18.
Nice.
So, as you are looking at the legs there, your hands directly out in front of you, sort of holding the pieces together, you find, again, it all disappears. Everything around you completely separates and dissipates. And as the legs dangle in front of you, you find yourself snapped to a dinner table with this body laid out across it. And a figure with what appears to be a cat mask. One ear extended extremely long, the other one flopped forward in a plastic-esque kind of molded curve. Would you pass the meat? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And then you look around the table and there's a number of figures sitting there with animal masks. A large sort of pig snout pokes forward. It's fine. It's fine. And you see this figure grab a chunk of the thigh and rip it off, sort of forcing it up under their mask. These gnarled teeth begin sort of chewing on the flesh. She can have what's left anyway, right? More to go around. And the individual who you first saw and encountered with the long-nosed raven mask. Of course. To new friends and to old. All of us together under one roof. Certainly. And to be sure, friends. And you sort of snap back to the legs and kind of just immediately.
But I knew that one was a vision for sure.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yep.
You're a shitty liar, man. And I will move some hay around and kind of gently prop the body up, and kind of, if I can, without disturbing the body, try to fold the legs in a little bit, like a little crisscross applesauce.
Okay.
Do you want to do me a favor? Leave the staff, and you want to go make sure they're.
Nope.
Why? What's the problem?
Not leaving you alone in here.
I don't know if you should be alone in here.
Fine. I'm fine.
You won't even look at me. What is going on with you?
I'm just making sure that there's no one else in here besides us and the people.
Just do me a favor and don't fall in the fucking hole, okay?
I promise I will not fall in the hole.
Okay. I'm gonna screw open my sensor, kind of dump the contents out, and then put new contents in.
Okay.
I'll do charcoal, sage, mugwort, and basil, and get that sparked up.
Okay.
And then can you send them a message and let them know it's going to be like 10 or so minutes?
We're going to be a few more minutes. I'm going to actually... Hang on a second. I'm going to touch his thing.
All right.
You went there.
In a barn full of bodies? You know, what's up?
The
Hey,
sensor.
everyone's got their thing, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to touch his sensor.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pick up Kavini's staff
Okay.
and, like, slowly back up
All right.
and, like, dangle it. Like, do one of these. Be like, hey.
Out of the...
Yeah, out of the barn. Be like, come get your staff.
Okay.
And then set it down. We're going to be just a minute longer.
All right.
So I'll get these sensors sparked up and set it in between the crisscross applesauce of
Okay.
the body, and then I'll use a charge on the necklace that I got.
Okay. So, as you are
Hoping it works because I don't know if the body's 10 days old or not.
Right. As you conclude and conduct the ritual, the figure itself folded up and kind of posed and gestured. You see the muscles themselves now around the face kind of twitch, tighten before the sort of eyeless form kind of lean up and just hold still as it stares at you with this sort of empty, literal empty expression.
Yeah. I'll take one of its hands in mine. What was your name? Fortina?
Yeah, you see the body kind of sway a little bit at the answer. Stabilizes once more.
I'll look over at you. How are you?
Ask it how long it's been here. We need to know if we need to leave right now.
How long have you been here?
No.
Once within 10 days for sure. What happened to you and your people here?
They came at night. We took shelter in the barn. Descent upon us, screaming.
You see the figure kind of weaving, leaning, the muscles on its form kind of snapping tight.
Do you have any more interests and questions?
I don't want to be here if they come back.
Did it happen fast?
Yes. So fast. Then so slow.
Do you have next of kin?
I was with. Who was that?
And the form
Catch it.
crumbles. The muscles on its back and portions of its shoulder almost snap as the form finally crumples under the sort of heft of its own weight. The muscles inflexible kind of give way, and now this sort of almost rigid form lies sort of slumped into your safety net.
We're right by the hole, right?
Off the edge of it, yeah.
Just gonna slowly lay it down amongst the hay. Oh, shit.
You want to know what's in the hole? And then we can go?
Yeah.
We'll look in the hole.
Well, just kind of. Does it? Oh, I guess I don't know if you have.
I'm gonna just look in the hole.
I don't have dark vision, so I don't want to assume that you. I'll hang the sensor over to provide light, and you let me know if it fucks up your vision or not.
Okay. Well, make a perception check.
9. No, wait. 8. I can do math.
Sure. The
Only one of us.
the hole continues to go deeper and deeper, and before it disappears beyond your ability to see with the light available to you, it falls to more and more blackness.
Goes all the way down. Let's go. Let's
Hold on. Does it just go straight down, or does it curve like a tunnel? Does it look like the Earth fell out?
I think
or
it
does
just goes straight down.
Does it look like the Earth just fell out? Or does it look like somebody dug a hole through it?
I wouldn't know.
The interior of the hole seems scattered and erratic. There's a very slight gradient. It doesn't appear as if it's been machined or dug out with a tool or spade necessarily.
This way or this way?
Slightly like this.
So it's wider at the top.
It would be more wide at the top, but it's
It's
very,
like a boot cut.
very subtle.
Because like this would maybe be the Earth fell out, and this would be more like man-made, right? Okay,
Depends on how far down the hole goes.
valid. Wow. I think someone dug it.
All right.
I think. I don't know, but we should go. We are not enough if they come back.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Do you have a problem with me setting fire to this barn?
not in the slightest.
All right, go ahead. You can leave.
Okay.
And then I'll just put my hand on the head of the body and then follow her out.
Okay. So you crest out, return to the early settling evening, and find yourselves at the exterior of the barn.
Well, I guess because I never did. When I want to pop my head back in and see if the brightness, if I can see any in the shadows, any eyes light up or anything like that of anybody possibly hiding in the barn, because nobody's told me that they were looking for.
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Nope. The other ain't shit. Cool. Fucking nothing.
Yep, just the bodies.
Cool. All right. So when I exit out, can you take this light off of here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll scrape out the shit, hook it back up. Do you have? Does anybody have a means of? I have means. Well, I don't have the barn. I don't know if the barn's gonna take to fire from just my tinderbox.
Well, it's a very seemingly dilapidated dry barn. So they're based on the door, the vertical surfaces that wouldn't necessarily retain or hold water.
Okay.
Very
it's just
dry.
so porous that the
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna set this barn on fire.
Okay.
All right, Pyro.
Convenient, are you okay with that?
I guess Kavini would be not crazy responsive right now, but you would see him kind of still bent over on the ground, kind of you'd see him
I
kind of
just been
almost
patting
out
the
of
back of
breath.
his head.
kind
I
of,
wouldn't push it. I would.
Trust me, it's probably what's best.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just use a tinderbox somewhere around to light up brush to catch it
Okay.
on fire.
Collecting some of the sort of scattered vegetation, sort of almost just leaning it gently and creating sort of a quarter, half sort of teepee, pushed in a small tinder underneath, ultimately gets it going rather quick. And from one corner of the barn, the flame begins to crawl up the side before sweeping across the top of the door frame, the sort of earthen smell now giving away to a bit of a heavier and kind of thick odor as you can start to smell the air filling with the sort of carbon inflection of the barn itself being consumed. And in a quick sort of woof, after just a minute or two, the entirety of the roof kind of catches in one large portion. And over the matter of just a few minutes, you see the barn largely already being consumed by this collective flame.
Can we go? Can we get going?
You guys can start walking. I just wanna hang back for a minute.
Nope. We should go.
Okay, then fucking go. I'm gonna hang back for a minute. I want to see if the barn collapses in and falls into the hole, and if it gets swallowed. The entirety of whatever falls in, if it gets swallowed.
Okay. So as you're standing there, it takes probably another good, we'll say 7 to 10-ish minutes for the integrity to now completely give way as the flames have crawled up, sort of consuming the exterior, now working their way and feeding through some of the porous interior of the barn. Plenty of openings and gaps in the structure itself for oxygen to continue to feed in. The fire roaring up, and you begin to hear the crack and spitting pits of beams breaking or being consumed, air pockets sort of popping and exploding out as the large, long collections of wood are being heated. And eventually, you hear the whole thing shift. A wall completely falls outward, the rest of the barn falling inward with nothing to support it, and seemingly large portions of it crumbling, leaving a scattered mess and collection of debris on the outside. Hay from the interior, still burning a little bit. The body that you had brought down, still sort of in a collected crux in the corner near where some hay is, largely engulfed in flames, with much of the barn now disappeared below the visible surface.
And I had been standing on the cart, just like watching the fire, holding my weapon in case anything came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been probably close enough that I'm dripping sweat from the heat of the barn, and have somehow clutched my holy symbol that I have. Do I get the sense that doing that has helped these souls pass on?
You have no direct connection to the people who were involved or there. Given the circumstances and resources you had, you provide what ritual you could. But whatever sort of circumstance they're in now, it probably seems better than where they were.
All right.
But there's no real direct connection there.
All right. Yeah, that works for me. All right, I'll turn around and head back to you guys. If you were still there and didn't decide to start moving, I wouldn't have paid attention if you would have taken the cart. and
No,
started
Conveni
moving.
would have got on the cart, and you would see him just very withdrawn and very blank.
All right.
I made sure we didn't leave it.
All right. I'll get up and.
Oh, I wouldn't have let us leave without him.
I'll get up on the back of the cart instead of going around through the front or going around the side. I'll get up, and when I walk past both of you, I'll put my hand on both of your shoulders and then climb up to the front. And I would probably just give you a glance, but nothing more.
Everyone's
And then-
acting really weird.
Well,
I
Mira,
really want to ask.
Before you get back to the cart, once you finally feel that sort of last stubborn, resilient support of the barn give way, everything dissipates away, and you've accomplished whatever your semblance of closure for the moment would be. You begin to turn around and walk back towards the cart, and just the most delicate, subtle sort of graze you actually feel kind of just drape across the back of your neck very briefly.
is something I felt before.
I mean, maybe with hair incidentally falling on the back of the nape of your neck for some reason, or the wind blowing the right way, or it's not necessarily something you're familiar with as
Okay.
much as a noticeable sensation, and
Yeah.
you kind of rub the tickled itch. Don't see anything right away as you continue to sort of carry back towards your cart.
Okay. All right.
Can I notice him do that?
No, I'd say you're staring that direction.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
stopped and
Yeah, so I would say it would
And
probably
done it.
been somewhat noticeable. Sure, yeah.
so then I approach get on the cart and do that to you guys. I don't need to say anything because you two know what's going on. And then I will get on the cart and slowly get the horses going until we're on the road enough for them to pick up their pace at a reasonable pace.
Okay. The cart begins moving again. The creak of the wheels falling off the sort of compacted dirt road, now heading into more of a looser and coarser clay earth sand after just another 15 or so minutes. The blaze behind you still with a large column of black smoke kind of rising into the air as just off to the other side of the road you're now watching the yellow turn to a red, turn to a purple. Evening has set in, and the smoke eventually gives way to both distance and time as the sun continues to go down. Does anybody want to do anything?
Al's sitting next to Merrick, right?
Yep.
I think the cart's how long? Like probably long enough that
Probably about 7 feet.
So like a big
7 by 7.
It's more of a rectangle, so it's probably about 5 feet wide,
Okay.
7 feet long.
there's just to be clear, I think there would probably be enough space just for me to know if anybody sat at the very last two, like probably pews, right? Like the side of the cart probably has like a little
Yeah, there's like
pew style bench.
benches built in. Yep.
That you could
Happens,
probably have a conversation unheard by the people in the front.
If they were facing forward and driving the cart, the
Right.
clip-clop of the horses potentially drowning you out if you're
Yeah.
intending to be subtle, yeah.
I just wanted to bring it up because I didn't want to either of you to assume that that is a thing that you couldn't do because we're all in a close-knit thing. That if we're up in front of the horses, I'm hearing dirt and gravel being run over by the wheels and the horses. That I don't want you two to feel like as though you would never be able to have a conversation because it's too quiet.
Gotcha.
When in fact it's probably loud as shit for us up there.
Okay, well, you okay?
And you'll kind of seen if you were kind of watching, like Kavini is very out of it, but you see his eyes moving like he's watching something. So, yeah.
Are we being followed?
I guess I haven't been paying attention. I don't think so.
Just want to make sure you are okay.
Yes, I just how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you guys having this conversation loud enough for...
I don't care. I'm not trying to stop.
Okay. I just want to know what Marith or El could hear or not.
Yeah. I've never gotten used to anything like that, even during the height of the war. It's just... brings back memories. Did you actually do that?
Yeah.
What?
Memory.
Just memories I wish were dreams. But, I wish we could have done something. I wish there was someone to tell, but no one will ever.
I don't think we could have done anything.
Maybe not, but
Not yet.
those people, they probably had families. They probably came from family. And now no one will ever know.
Nope. No one will.
And I'm sorry. Like I said, I've never been able to handle it.
Kavini, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
16.
16. So as you're
That was a
talking
tight
to Echo, you see this child on the side of the street, or off the road, essentially in the ditch, semi-transparent, clearly kind of illusory, no shirt on, tattered sort of cotton pants, sort of this chunky, tragic cut of a haircut. Mom! Mom, they're here! They're here! And as the kid begins running towards the cart, he seems so excited, and this little boy is so happy and kind of reaching up. And you see that the other side of his face has a large sort of sword wound deep inside. Running forward, you see the image evaporate through the cart as it charges in.
Echo, I know we have Mr. Cavini, please.
Mr. Green.
Charles is my father's name.
If you don't mind and everything's okay, I'd just like to just have a moment, if that's okay.
Yup.
But you're okay.
Top notch.
Oh, actually, I guess we've never. Have you seen anything like that before?
Never.
It's for the best. Well, I'll just be on a lookout for a place to camp for the night, I guess.
I want to get far away from that before we camp.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just move a couple more hours out, I guess.
All right. The
Until
horses are beginning to tire after a full day's march with not really any kind of definitive break or resting point.
Yeah.
Presuming that you've remembered to kind of feed them and give them at least a brief intermission for taking in.
Yeah, we'll stop for bathroom breaks and.
Yeah. Eventually, it seems as if their pace, whether you mean for it to or not, begins to slow. And after 8 hours of travel, they seem to kind of be running out of steam. Would you like to push on? Or are you stopping sort of when it seems as if everyone, including the horses, grows tired?
How many miles are we from where we were? Would you guess?
At this point, we'll say that you got another couple hours worth of travel out. So you've probably covered another good, almost, 30 miles, give or take, just shy?
30 total.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got another
moving at just like a reasonable clip. You're not pushing the horses hard, but
Yeah.
they're kind of a decent little trot going there for sure.
Yeah. So we've got about 40 more miles.
Well,
Probably just shy of like 30, like right under 30.
Well, we
To actually get to Styrewood.
Yeah.
No.
It was.
For where you've come from the barn.
Well, how many miles total? Because from Torgos, it was said it was about roughly 70 miles to Styrewood.
Yeah, so you've probably covered. I mean, if you wanted to go a couple more hours, you could probably push into Styrewood.
No, I just want to try to figure out how, if we go to bed, when we should arrive in Styrewood.
If you're moving at a normal traveling pace, it'd probably take you a few more hours.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess Meredith is assuming, I'm assuming that I would be the most, well, maybe Kavini, knowledgeable about good places to post up alongside of the road and what to look for resting.
Finding them would potentially be a different consideration, but everyone would have their own sort of inclinations as to what would make for reasonable cover. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, are you guys, I think we should stop for the night.
Yeah, I mean, we got a late start, so with how far you said, I mean, we could probably make it.
We could probably make it there tonight, but
No.
everybody's.
I think rest would do us all good.
Camping. Let's do it.
Are you doing a little better?
Yes. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry that was. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, but
I don't know how you could have.
yeah. I'm just sorry that was a thing that either of you had to.
Okay.
You can say that 100 times to me. Your eyes don't say that.
I'm fine.
Sure. You know she lies more than anything.
She doesn't lie, Meredith. She's just not ready to tell you the truth.
Sure. We'll go with that.
So, here?
Yeah, we'll find a spot off the road, preferably within some thicker trees, like 3 seas thick trees.
Okay. Without too much issue, you're all eventually able to find a sort of scattered opening, an expanse of trees that sort of leads to its own sort of organic cul-de-sac where it has a thicker back end and a little bit more of an easy forage inward. The cart sort of difficult to ramble off-road. The horse is already growing somewhat tired. But you do find yourself in the very smallest of glades, sort of within the forest, and finding some sort of thicker pines. The wheels begin to run over small dried out branches that you kind of hear crack underneath sort of the heft of the wagon as it continues to pull through, and decide that this particular clearing is probably a reasonable place that fits the needs that you've described.
Everyone good here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up my tent.
Okay, sure.
That's cool.
Did you want to sleep in the tent?
No, I was gonna have Tidbit
I also
Sleep in the tent?
become a tent, and he's gonna become a tent.
Yeah.
Safe, family.
Yeah.
And you see Tidbit stick his arms out, palms turned down. These 2 stakes shoot out of his wrists, and you see this metal pipe begin to climb out of its back.
How big is it?
And Tidbit, like, his eyes seem to deluminate the tent pike rising into the air before it shoots these petods out in 4 different directions with fabric that unrolls over top of them.
Shit.
How big is it?
It's probably only about 6 feet. It's a standard size type
It's like a
of...
2-person tent.
Essentially, yeah.
as Jacky checks the notes on the tent.
Well, I will
If
go
it's
by
not
the
6,
creators.
I think it's 10. But
It was
it's
15.
is it?
That's what it is written here.
It's
my
10
dude.
now. Then that's crazy.
It is 10 now.
But it's 10 now.
I will have to write this down.
All right.
Where
So
are you?
this tent emerges from Tidbit, which is reasonably large enough for you all to kind of fit within it. Maybe not super comfortably, but perhaps no different than an adventuring party on the interior of a small, opaque white dome traveling out in the wilderness as well.
Well, I can try and, if we have 2 other tents, I mean, we can try and set up like another tent next to Tidbit. With
Sure.
like the doors open to make
Yeah.
one bigger tent.
I have a tent if you guys
Like the crapnificent mansion. Just
Yeah.
like this scattered hovel of...
And I also want to activate his bedroll self. And
So the chest compartment pops open.
It's like a fold-away couch?
Yep. And then this little bedroll pops out the front.
Are you
Does it have
yeah, I'm so excited.
race car painting on the outside?
I spent so long on making this, and I get to use it again. It's great.
Do you have a bed, like, did Kavini take a bedroll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have
I
2.
think we've established at this point that I just
Yeah.
sleep in your tent.
And where's Toaster and Strudel? Because I named the horses.
They're hooked up to a tree.
Okay, I wanted them to be close because I have a thing.
They're
You guys left
however
me out
close.
there for a really long time.
They're however as close as you need them to be.
And that actually just very much sounds like Al just sitting by the cart and like, okay, Toaster, okay, Strudel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll get a fire going, and then Kavini, you want to help me with something?
Yeah. What do you
You
need?
just take your staff, and I've got a stick, and just put your staff in the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, put my stick in the ground. We're like 20 feet away from the campfire.
Okay.
Just go opposite each other and just do a circle around the camp.
It's just like
Just drag your staff around. It doesn't have to be deep. Just make an indentation.
okay. Meet you at the other end.
And then we'll just go around and make a 20-foot circle around the camp.
Okay.
Do I know what I'm doing?
No, you're just making a circle.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Now
So
just-
fire gets going. And,
Put more shit in my sensor.
yep, the fire gets going, and the sort of nighttime atmospherics of the forest take over, and you begin wrapping up sort of your preparation right as we crest past sort of the 8 p.m.-ish mark, and the sun is now beginning to fully descend. The last sort of remnants and noises of the active forest life during the day begin to slip and dissipate away, and you find you're all now kind of under the growing night sky as the fire becomes the only light you have readily available.
Did you put up like a spell or something around whatever
No.
that was?
No, I put the stuff in my sensor that I did when we got to the barn, when the barn door opened. And I just walked around dragging the sensor around the indentation in the ground.
I was gonna.
It's
do the-
literally not a spell. It does nothing.
Then I'm
except,
gonna follow you and set alarm around
Yeah,
that
that's-
same 20-foot thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a thing that Meredith does. You guys know, like, it's not a spell like smoke.
I was just checking. Elle would know that. So as you're doing your thing, I'm just following around and like using the silver wire.
I mean, you got
Set an
like
alarm.
a bomb little indentation.
I know I do. It's great. I
Okay.
love it.
So, you are all able to perform your various tasks without too much issue. The camp receives both a offered blessing for protection and a arcane actual casting of the alarm spell to ensure that your perimeter is secured and covered up. What is everybody doing?
I'm gonna eat by the campfire.
Yeah, I
Okay.
assume we all have to do that.
Yeah.
Especially me.
Yeah. Do you guys have cups? Like,
Yeah.
did you? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a water skin, actually.
Well, I also have one, but mine has wine in it. I guess I'll see if anybody is opposed to having some wine. All right. Kavini?
Not for me.
All right.
I'm gonna like chug it.
I'm going to sip it slowly and enjoy it.
It's okay. We got it at the charging hog.
Yeah.
It's okay, red wine.
Meredith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't help but notice that you handled yourself very well back there.
Thanks.
What did you do in the Circle of Steel?
Not regular Circle of Steel type of business.
Obviously.
So wasn't front lines war. It was, and there was 3 of us at one point, and we got sent on very specific tasks. Partly from the church and partly from the Circle of Steel. Mostly connected.
Okay.
And it was not your regular disturbances, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you were here.
Yeah, me too. I just don't. It's not. I would have preferred that you had not seen.
Have you ran into situations like that previously?
I mean, well, I didn't ask about it before. Is that a thing that I would have ever seen, or attribute to any specific kind of
Not
clan or faction?
specifically per se. No, I mean, the patience as well as knowledge, as well as implements and tools required to kind of facilitate that specific type of display. You didn't recognize any sort of immediate telltale signs. I'm gonna say go ahead and make a religion check.
All right, that's some tight shit. Hey, what's up? Let's do it. 15.
So.
Everyone just...
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
Come on, Deej.
acceptable roll. Yeah.
I'm proficient in religion, so what's up, Sproigans, okay?
Yeah.
You're trying to talk to a deity that you have no business talking to.
Yeah. So
Wow, what's up, hot god?
Thanks for the tail.
Yeah, the placement and unique sort of display, with them being shackled and almost kind of haphazardly thrown in place. It didn't seem particularly consistent with any kind of religious ceremony. The bodies themselves didn't seem to have any additives. They didn't seem to have any special parts removed. You didn't investigate any of the other ones, so it's difficult for you to draw a comparison. But
that one, did it seem like they had their suit removed posthumously?
I would say your medicine check wouldn't give you the opportunity to tell that for sure.
We called it their suit.
And
Their birthday suit.
Right.
I'll give you a history check to remember what you saw, because you weren't looking for it specifically.
10.
Okay. Wasn't particularly difficult, because as you were moving the individual around, you remember their hands being shackled. And you tried to go through the process of posing them in something sort of more comfortable, and didn't want to, weren't afraid or concerned about it, but didn't want to necessarily embrace the body directly. And as you were moving through, you vaguely recall, it seems as if the shackles themselves, as you were sort of using that as a grip to maneuver some of the form, had skin underneath the shackles as well.
Alright. Yeah, it was. There's no creature that. There's no wild beast that did that. Yeah, Elle still has no idea what was
Yeah.
in there.
And she's afraid to ask, so like every time you guys are talking about it, it's like, I'm
Like,
just
behind a
writing in my
behind a
I'm
tree.
just writing in my journal, not eavesdropping at all.
Yeah, it's not. That's not anything that I would wish for anybody to see. It's not the worst that I've seen, but it takes somebody or some people extremely hateful to do something like that.
I agree.
Have I experienced anything like that before?
Anything like what?
Like, have I had those types of visions?
I'd say not for a long time.
Well,
Hey, just do me a favor and just Echo can tell me to my face every single time that she's okay. But I've seen enough eyes to know when someone's lying because they want to, or they're lying because they need to for themselves. That's it. Yeah.
no. I'm still not sure if Echo even trusts me. I get the impression that she hasn't done a whole lot of that, at least recently. But I will consider what you said.
Just, I think you think that you need her to look after you, and I think you've been looking after her.
I think we should all look after each other now.
I agree.
Does anybody else have anything to do?
Like before bed, or
I'm just sitting here like, you talking like we're party.
I'm gonna pray before bed.
Okay.
To the God whose name I can't remember. I don't have it right now.
That check probably will not go well for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna pray. And be like, okay, please help me. I don't want that. Nope. Visions. Haven't had that in a long time.
Who are you praying
The
to?
God whose name I don't remember.
That doesn't help me though.
No, I'm not. I don't need a religion check so much as just I am.
Do you remember?
A god may or may not know that then. Okay.
Perfect.
Harnessing the chi.
We'll talk later when I have the sheet that I need that I don't have in my book.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else they would like to do?
No, I mean, probably minor, just like background kind of stuff, you know, like, do you like squirrels or do you like rabbits?
In what way?
Whatever way you would like.
I don't.
Pour you more wine.
That is a loaded question because there's a lot of different ways to like a squirrel or a rabbit. Are you talking about you like their fur? Do you like them as living creatures? Do you like their meat? Do you like them in soup? Do you like them in other ways? And not just that, what happened in the barn?
Actually, like almost nothing happened in the barn.
You get more wine.
Make a deception check. Elle, go ahead and make an insight check.
7.
12.
Something happened in the barn.
Yeah, outside of all this shit. Hey, sorry about what happened in the barn.
Yeah.
Marith, do you wanna...
Like, I know it was bad. I know I probably shouldn't know what it is because you guys are all weird. Are you all okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
we will be.
I'm fine. She's lying her ass off, and he got fucked up about it.
I would like...
Kavini comes out and vomits. Nothing happened.
Totally safe in there. Smells great. You know,
And
smells
then
like
you set
lavender
it on
and shit.
fire. All right.
Yeah, you also heard flesh popping and shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
nothing in
starting
there.
to smell
Yeah.
like badly
Yeah, but that
cooked
old thing?
stuff.
Just straight
I was
Leslie
aware.
Nielsen gift. Nothing to see here.
yeah.
Something bad happened before we got there. It was gross. We burned it down.
I noticed.
You're very observant.
Listen. If I will tell her every detail unless one of you wants to. She
Do we know
wants to
what
learn.
it was outside of not an animal, apparently?
No.
Evil. Like, are things really evil? Because there's like, yeah.
We have no idea.
Okay. I want to know, but I know I shouldn't know. But like,
Well, you're gonna get told because you have okay. So there was probably I don't know 20 something.
More like a dozen.
There's like what?
Merit.
What? Do you not want to relive it, or you think that Elle can't handle it?
She's only a few years younger than me. Like, she's old enough. If she's out adventuring, she's got to know at least kind of.
Okay,
there's a dangerous
she
thing, and I
tried to-
have no information at this point. If I have no information, I can't plan. And if I can't plan, then I'm just like,
She was going to have Tidbit use his axe to cut somebody's head off in town.
that's a bit much. I was not gonna do that.
What else are you gonna do with an axe?
Well,
You gonna stick it in someone's leg so they can't run away?
I fight until they stop fighting, and then
It's
you're
hard
like,
to keep
"All right."
fighting when you don't have a head. You know what? I think I'll wait a couple days before I tell you what was in that box.
Nope, you better tell me.
Elle, you want to adventure, right? To learn, to uncover, right?
Yep.
He's gonna wizard's plane again.
But if you know and uncover everything, then there's nothing left to adventure.
Well, that is just simply not true. First of all, there's a lot of stuff to learn, and
But if you
I don't think I
learned it
could
all,
learn everything in my lifetime.
You're very smart.
Tell me.
I think that is more
Yeah, I'm looking at all y'all.
Did your parents read to you when you were little?
Meredith's
Yeah.
area.
Okay, like, did you ever have any scary stories?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine something scarier.
Depends on the story.
That's that. That's all you really need to know.
I mean, it's not
Although,
Fairheart's
no,
level.
It's not what?
Fairheart's level.
Okay.
What?
It's. Have you never heard the children's story? That
Megahertz?
no.
What was it?
Fair
Hearts?
Hearts. Haven't heard it in a long time. You want to tell it?
No.
Oh,
No, I'm not interested in campfire stories.
I love campfire stories. Getting distracted.
So, within the barn,
Yes.
10 to 12 humanoids, I don't know. The one that I spoke to was elvish. That's also a thing. That's
You
fine.
spoke to? You set fire to people.
They're already dead. So they were dead, they had their...
I translated.
Well, I
Oh.
mean, they didn't speak.
So you had the... Okay,
Right.
so there was up to 12 dead humanoids in the barn.
Yeah, they had their skin completely removed from their bodies and they were hanging upside down. There was also a huge gaping hole inside the barn that some of the bodies were dripping their fluids into. So it was unnecessary to keep the barn still standing, so I burned it.
And we don't know what did it outside of it's probably a sentient creature.
I mean,
Like, it's not just a wild
I mean,
animal, like a thing would have
it's
had
not.
to do that.
It's not a fucking animal.
Give me a
I've
second.
never seen an animal shackle somebody and then tear the flesh off her,
Shackles on feet and hands?
hanging upside down.
And there was a hole in the middle.
Yes. Not just,
Was it
not,
dug down? Was it dug up?
Down.
I couldn't get a good read on it.
It was dug down?
I think so.
Why the barn?
I don't know. I didn't think to ask.
You wouldn't really actually have an idea.
No. I don't know.
The woman's name was Fortina.
Okay.
They escaped into the barn where they took cover, and then that's where it happened.
So then it probably dug up.
Probably. I don't know.
Thank you for telling me. That's gross.
That was not a good sight.
Oh, I remember the smell of that.
Well,
That's why it smelled like that when it was burning.
Yeah.
Gross.
unless you need anything else of me, I think I'll excuse myself for the night.
Yeah. No.
I...
Hey, real quick, what do you want to go as? Do you want me to keep calling you Kabini? Or you want me to call you Charles?
All of you can call me whatever you want. I prefer Mr. Cavini.
Why?
It's a loaded question.
Just seemed very particular.
Well, we're all particular of our particular things.
Mr. Kavini.
But, yeah. Is that it?
It's nice to meet you. Merrick Kander.
Kender. Very nice to meet you, Mr. Kender.
Kander.
Kender.
Yes.
Kender.
Yes. Like can do, but Kander.
Okay. That's nice to meet you. And L?
Illyrial Siofra. Put L.
She'll remind you if you forget.
Yeah.
I liked that you shortened that. Thank you.
That was the good news.
Yeah. I like
Echo,
that.
I'll be in the tent. Good night, everyone.
And
Hey,
if
Mr.
Tippet was
Kavini.
awake, he would.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a tent right
Oh.
now.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
go
busy
I'll go
being a
tap
tent.
him.
Fucking tent yells danger.
I'm gonna go tap him.
Just shit. Okay. Is anybody doing anything else?
I'm gonna write in my journal.
Okay.
And then when I go into my tidbit bedroll, I'll tap his little head. And then I'm gonna tinker a little bit on the thing that I am making. And I'm gonna pass out.
Okay.
I will stay out by the fire drinking a little too much, writing in my journal. Fill up Echo anytime she needs it.
Okay.
I'm gonna come to bed
Just, I'm
drunk.
giving you half, okay?
Gonna get turned.
I only have the half.
Where the fairy
Okay.
princess are at?
Just
They
do,
can get more in town.
well, yeah. Just do
Yeah,
a couple stream
That's
drops.
the plan.
Okay, don't
Just
fucking
that
slam
long
it.
pour.
What's your deal? What is your thing?
I don't have a thing.
Bullshit. All you do is lie.
Yep.
Why?
You
You don't have to tell me. It's just gonna be a lie.
There's fucked up shit,
Yeah.
and not everyone needs to know all the fucked up shit.
Like who?
Ow.
Of course, Elle needs to know the fucked up shit. She wants to know it.
Yeah. But like,
Where are you actually from?
What part of my life do you mean?
I don't care. Just tell me an actual truth about something.
Last place that I spent a lot of time was Arkansas.
Shit. Do I know where that is?
Yeah.
It's on the map.
So it's one of the 5 major cities of the circle.
So then, what is it like?
Large, commerce heavy, a little shady.
Alright.
It's probably all you would really know about it.
I like that town.
I don't. Never going there again.
Alright, fuck that town. Right?
Yup. That place sucks.
Yeah. I lost money there.
I lost everything there.
Fuck that town, man. Shit.
That place sucks. So, like, really don't want to go there again.
Yeah. You know what? You're not that bad. What? I don't give a shit. I'm a piece of trash.
Yeah.
That's right.
Trash balls.
And shit, my wine spilled when we did that. I
don't have any more wine to give you. You had all the wine.
Yeah. Let me roll my wine skin. My water skin. Okay, put your cup at the bottom of the rock. I'm try to roll it to see if I can squeeze out any more wine.
Dude, are you toothpaste tubing
Yeah.
wineskin?
Yeah.
I had a really big urge to take out my flask and be like, you know what, you guys here,
You're
just take this.
already asleep.
Yeah.
but she
But
also is
I'm
not
not
Hera
Hera anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to
With my
fucking
magical
toothpaste
flask.
tube out any more
So you
drips
get
of wine.
like a very sort of gentle cascade of the last bit of wine that sort of drips out, rolls down the rock.
Oh, you fucker.
A little bit of it dribbles into the glass, and whatever you're able to sort of throw back is probably just the tiniest few drops that ride the sort of moisture-wicks path of the few drops that got into your cup.
Alright, you owe me more wine.
Deal.
And with that, we want to welcome Soul Bear.
Yeah, Soul Bear!
RPG. Thank you for trusting us with your viewers.
That's right, you gotta let your soul glow.
Literally the last mistake you'll ever make.
That's right, fam.
Hit him. There it is.
Oh, but
I messed up for Soul Bear.
it went in the oon hole, but not the deuce hole.
That's true.
I think
All
that's
right.
Okay, so you get a half point.
And guess who
Jimmy.
is coming to dinner? No. Guess who?
Mr. Spice.
No. Guess
Oh.
who?
Sorry.
Not only stopped in, but did the typical thing
Castiel.
that he always does. Castiel, literally on break from work,
All right.
damn it, throwing the big old change at us.
Oh.
What's up, Castiel? Welcome, Soul Bear and your peeps. Make sure to
Yes.
follow, check out the YouTubes, and get caught up. We're just on episode 2 here.
Of the new campaign.
Pretty close towards the tail end, so I'm sorry if you're coming in expecting some shenanigans.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
a
it's
couple
all
of...
shenanigans.
Just a
Well,
couple
actually,
of-
now we're just to the shenanigans part. The last part was the more heavy stuff, but even still.
It was
Yeah, just a couple lying
creepy.
strangers drinking.
So, you guys are sort of finishing the last little rollout of the wineskin, now finally admitting defeat, conceding to its emptiness.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do in your drunken state before going to
Just
bed?
Uncork my sensor. Look in there.
No wine in there either.
Dump it out.
Cast light on it again.
Huh? Fucking hey.
No, I think that thing is important to you. You should.
Yeah, but you put blinding fucking
so
light
you
on it.
You were doing this,
Hey,
but you
shh,
could.
shh, shh, fucking loud, okay? Elle's trying to sleep.
That's
Okay?
true.
Elle needs to get her sleep.
That's true.
Okay, don't wake up Mr. Cavini.
Okay. So, I mean,
Shit,
we
I
should,
need my sensor.
we should go. It's right there.
Go pick it up.
Oh my
Go put my cap on it. Try forever to tie it. Tonight. Can't.
Okay, do you want an honest answer?
Yes.
I don't tell the truth all the time
What?
because
No shit.
almost everyone who I've ever been honest with
Excuse me.
has not been a good person. So I don't trust myself to make good decisions with people.
Oh, same to you. My wife and kid left me. And it's just so, who cares?
No, that's not a who cares. My family's dead. So,
That's also not a who cares.
I mean, they died a long time ago.
How old
We
are
don't
you?
know any of this.
You're like 20. I look over
3.
at where Elle used to sit. Was sitting at one point. You're like 20. 23?
Yup.
So they died a long time ago. How many? 23 years?
I barely remember them.
So not 23. You'd have been a baby. I'm the opposite of a baby.
Okay.
I'm like not a baby.
Okay, if you say so.
Hey, I promise not to be a shithead to you, okay?
No more poop.
Yeah,
Face.
don't lie, okay? Try to tell the truth.
You try and tell the truth.
I just told you good truth. That I'm not a baby.
You know what's funny? Is I'm actually like a really good liar. Just not with you guys, which maybe means I don't want to be lying to you.
Yeah, don't lie.
Well, no, I lie on purpose sometimes to get information from people.
Yeah. So, did you hear the temp just cleared its voice?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna go to bed. Just you don't have to lie to me. I can.
You can handle the truth.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Shit, we woke up the temp.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Meredith Cantor. Nice to meet you.
Echo no surname.
Bit of a shitty last name. Okay, what about like a Johnson? Echo Johnson.
No, I just don't have a last name.
Like you didn't get one?
Nope.
Alright. Yeah, that's okay. Echo's much cooler anyways.
Right? It's like a mononym.
Fucking A. Nice to meet you, Echo.
Nice to meet you, Meredith Candor.
Okay, good night.
Good night. And we both walk the same direction to the side.
Yeah, trying to still hook my fucking thing onto my belt.
That was amazing.
So as Meredith and Echo begin to stumble towards their place of rest and the sort of gentle, soft cacophony of laughter and conversation and various sort of tidbits being thrown, but not the robotic kind, the group finds themselves sort of at a gentle rest. Elle, as you lay in your sleeping bedroll, the lights of Tidbit's eyes very, very dim and dissipating away. The sort of forest around you now growing dark, and you find yourself staring up at the soft glow fade away as you slip into a slumber. Kavini, you lay down. A young man, early 20s, facing you as soon as your head hits the pillow, covered in dirt, looking at you sort of desperately before fading away as you close your eyes into a sleep. Meredith, as you kind of lean against a rock and sort of try to push your bedroll into place. Let me help, Dad. And a small child runs up to grab the corner, and you go to reach out, and it disappears as your hand passes through before you go back to finishing the rough assembly. And Echo, as soon as you lay down, having drunken more than you probably have in at least a little while, a mask, nose first emerging from the ground, directly out, this white sort of pillory beak before turning to you. No face or form or body with it, before it almost seems to fall as if gravity took it in front of you, before eventually disappearing into the ground. Unable to fight or stave off the inevitable sleep from a very long and exciting day. The party closes its eyes and begins to sleep. And that is where we will leave it for this week.
That's right. The party. We're a party. Yes.
We don't have a name yet, though, so like we're.
Oh, you got this so great!
Yeah, no, that was good all the way around, guys. Yeah.
Hey, thank you again to Soul Bear for trusting us with your viewers. Hopefully that 6-minute preview was pretty awesome. Do check out the VOD, though. Make sure you get to our YouTube and like that. Also, Foxicorn, the
best Halloween candy.
The smartest individual in the room at the moment. Oh yeah, we're going for it. Oh, no, we didn't get there. Damn it.
Cornhole.
I tried to put the Foxicorn right in the cornhole and it didn't work.
No.
But thank you for the follow. Thank you for everybody who joined us tonight. Castiel for chunking those biddies. Joypunk for the tons of gift subs. Everybody who resubscribed with us tonight.
Joypunk?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do all that. Castiel for throwing it big. M&J Dubs for hanging out.
That was good.
KJ for holding it down. Everybody who is with us from the get-go. Austin, I hope that the convention goes well.
Yeah, everybody go visit Austin.
At the convention.
Yeah.
2507.
Well, he's selling his services.
Yeah, he's two from the...
Is he just
do we know
at the convention?
No, it's just this weekend.
Yeah, do we know who's next? Whose business comes up next?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
you want
if
me to tell you?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if you want your business advertised directly
Hey,
on
Joypunk,
here,
make sure you're available.
Oh! All right. Good
Okay,
stuff,
I've got my list. Okay, Joypunk, be here next Friday. Okay, don't be a twat.
All right. How many people we got left on there? I think
Just like a shitload.
Sailor Gal. Castiel was on
KJ.
Oh, Jammy's got to get one.
Jammy's on there twice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on there.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna have some fun.
No, you said not to have you included.
We're just
I
gonna
would like
have
to be
that
included, but
be
I just don't want to be ahead of other people.
a pure
Oh yeah,
sleeper.
all you bitches are at the end.
Okay.
Hey, thanks to all of our
'Cause I'll
new
be here.
folks. Please make sure you subscribe on the Twitter. Keep using that Action Junkies hashtag. Let people know you're watching. Let people know we're having a good time together.
You
and
too.
we're going to be pushing a bunch of new stuff as we continue to go and grow.
Yeah, and I'm back on Sunday playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, so join us here. Hey,
30
you
days in the
guys.
trash.
Yeah, 30 days in the trash.
No.
You guys are amazing. We love you. Thank you so much for all the wonderful support. And until we see you next time.
Are we doing tacos again?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Why are you?